Who do you usually have? John with you? Yeah.
I think we're live now.
Perfect.
I'm pretty sure we're live. Yeah. All right. Welcome to Beers with Bad Company, episode 11. My guest tonight, the one and only Rob Vigent Jr. What's going on, Rob?
I'm on it, man. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Not bad. Lots of fun stuff coming on here, right? Like arm wrestling is just getting better and better all the time. The drunker I get, the more I enjoy it. Oh, by the way, little disclaimer. We do not advocate for drinking or whatever. You're not supposed to do that. Especially minors aren't allowed drinking on YouTube. So if you're a minor, do not drink on YouTube. I think I have to say that or something legally or some bullshit. But we are not minors and we can definitely get after this. Right. So what's going on?
Just kicking it. It's, what is it? Tuesday night. So I'm just chilling. Tuesdays are usually very slow days for me anyways. Kind of laying low. I got my practice I go to tomorrow. That's going to be expecting good numbers. We're going to go live there from practice and just chilling. Right now, I'm just kind of like laying low. It's super cold here, colder than I like. And here we are going live.
I don't want to hear you talking about fucking cold. It was minus 40 today.
Yeah, well, you guys have it a little different there.
Man, we're not that far above you, though.
Yeah, but something with the earth when you get like a
once you get above those Great Lakes, man, she gets fucking chilly.
Yeah, well, the Great Lakes have a lot to do with it, I'm sure, right? You know, there's a lot of weird winds and systems that roll through there. Negative 40 is a whole different animal. I got a condition with my hands and fingers where I can't be outside in that shit anymore. So no thanks.
Yeah, I don't have a great circulation in the hands or feet anymore.
Yeah.
So, especially when I'm smoking weed, boots. Can't feel them in the cold.
Yeah, I bought the best boots. I bought the hand warmers. I bought the battery gloves. I've done all that shit. And that's part of what pushed me to the direction I am. It's just, I just can't.
Yeah, making donuts all summer and taking the winter off seems way fucking better than slugging shingles all winter, man.
Yeah.
I remember my birthday one year, minus 42, and I'm out there hand nailing on a roof because the compressor's just freezing the fuck up and you can't do anything. I'm getting paid by the bundle. And I busted my finger like completely. I hit the wrong nail there. And I look back when I finished my side and, you know, half the roof is black, half the roof is white with snow, half of it's red with blood. I'm like, fuck this. I made enough money to go get drunk. It's my birthday. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, man. Hitting your finger is among some of the worst pain. Hitting your finger when it's already got that throbbing frostbite, like super cold, and you're grabbing into a bag of nails, it's got that throbbing, almost frostbitten cold, and then you hit it with a hammer is among, I'll take getting ball kicked by any Jean-Claude Van Damme any day of the week than doing that any day of the week.
I don't know. Once it's frozen and numb, you don't really feel it.
I work
in between. I work till lunch with that finger hanging off. And, you know, when we go down and we sit in the truck and, you know, you get warm up and eat your lunch a little bit and the freezing starts coming out, it starts burning. And then you really feel it. You're like, fuck this. I'm out of here. I'm done for the day. Take the fucking ladder down. I ain't going back up. Also, I'm the one driving. So unless you guys want to spend the night here, I suggest you take the ladder down and get the fucking truck because we're leaving. Alan Ford's in the chat. He wanted to say hi to you, Rob. You remember your old buddy?
Yeah. Cheers. Grape juice.
I'm still frustrated about that. When you pulled Alan at the MGC, possibly one of the greatest matches I've ever had the privilege of seeing in person. You guys went everywhere and fucking went at it that day. But I tried so hard to get you to go out drinking with me the night before. And you just would not crack.
Really? I had a constitution. I had some, I stood firm.
Yeah, you started laughing. You're like, motherfucker, I knew you were going to do this. I came here planning ready. You were going to show up and offer me these fucking Caesars. And I was ready to say no.
Well, the reality is what we were just talking about. Let's just talk about the MGC. We need to figure out how to make that happen again. Me and Heather were just talking about those a couple of days ago, and we were saying that I think I went up there about 3 years in a row, and that was some of the funnest, best, rawest, most homegrown, high quality arm wrestling ever, even amongst high level tournaments. That I don't know. I know Mike's tired and it's a hell of a bullshit thing, but maybe he could have one more surge.
Well,
Maybe,
I think there was a thing there whenever like I think Robert Drank like bought the MGC kind of thing.
which is
And
worth
it was
what?
I don't know
But
how that worked, like if Mike wasn't allowed to do it on his own anymore or what. But I mean, we can't even have any type of like international tournament right now with the way the fucking world is. Not here. Like over in Dubai and Turkey, they're having a lot better luck trying to put these events on. But in Canada, for us to do it, it's just like,
yeah.
it's tough.
Is it even plausible to jump the borders? Like I haven't checked. I talked to Evan about coming up. Is it even plausible to jump the borders? Like for me right now,
I have no idea
starting to shut
currently
down.
because like we're going into like more lockdowns. The kids are all on homeschooling again.
Oh, you are?
Quebec
You guys
is
are
just-
full homeschool right now?
For now, everything's online schooling.
Wow.
Quebec is just a fucking nightmare right now. There's a curfew. There's only like a select few reasons that you're allowed out of the house after 10 o'clock, and the cops will just pull you over for being outside after 10 o'clock.
Holy shit.
So like if you're coming to or from the airport, the hospital, you know, those you're allowed. Stores aren't even open on Sundays. Like everything is closed on Sundays mandatorily. Quebec is like really fucking shut down. But Canada is just a real tough go right now since Christmas and there's a big outbreak or whatever.
Right.
So
yeah, it's scary. I got the kids out of school right now. You know, you probably seen on Heather's Facebook that we decided to pull the kids and do the homeschool.
She just announced that today.
No, I think she talked about it last week. She was kind of like, "What do we do?" Because my son
I just saw a post either today or yesterday, something about teaching and starting a new chapter.
Yeah, probably made the decision concrete, but it's something that we haven't sent them back since Christmas break because the outbreaks have been crazy. But they're really what it is they're so scared to pull the trigger to put kids in homeschool again because they think it's going to fuck up the economy or shut things down because they don't want to fuck up the economy. They're just like everyone gets sick and fucked up. But that's what's happening is everyone's getting sick and fucked up, and some people getting sick and fucked up means they die.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of how the world's always been. People get sick, people die, and nobody lives forever. Like, what do you do? Shut the whole world down? How do you make the right decision on this? Right? Like,
you make a decision based on your own. And if I am connected to one of those people that could be one of the ones that die, I'll buck the system. I'm the salmon that will swim upstream by hook or by crook.
That's how life works, man. Fucking live by the sword. So, what do we got going on in the chat here? Anybody got questions for Rob? Because I know there's a few people that want to see Rob go off on a few different things, myself included.
Well, all you gotta do is prime the fucking pump and pull the trigger.
Well, you got Bowen coming up.
I do.
Right?
Yeah.
So, is Bowen even going to be able to get there?
Yeah. I'm hearing a lot of mixed thoughts about that. I'm hearing that it's good to pump your chest and keep your content flowing and keep it like it's going to happen and with really no intention of it actually happening on his end. It's good to ruffle your feathers and create the content, but knowing that he might not even be able to come. I don't know.
That would be a greasy fucking move to full well knowing he's not able to go.
But would you put it? Would you put it? Would you put it out of character?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for him to do that, though. In the arm wrestling world, yeah, you are the top guy. You're the top draw, right? Like you've always been that A side in this weight class against just about everybody, right? There's a few guys, maybe, right? But in the social media world, for him to just start making all these videos about you, there's more people that know him than you just because of his YouTube channel and the size of it, right? So he's not gaining a whole lot. Like everybody that's knows who you are is probably already following his channel anyways.
Right.
So there's not a whole lot to gain, I don't think, to intentionally do this unless he's just like, run out of creative inspiration and he just needs to have some type of content coming out constantly.
Well, that could be the part of it. And people are more drawn to controversy and drama if you start this YouTube journey, and I am still very much an amateur at this, but I have noticed that my videos that are wholehearted and trying to help and put a good message out there and teach or whatever, they're lukewarm at best. If I get on there, I want to rip someone's asshole in half and start telling them exactly what fucking where the sun shines. Oh shit, that thing gets views like a motherfucker. So people love that shit. Think about reality TV, where it would be if it was actually reality. If you actually put people in a house, a bunch of strangers in a house, people would probably be acting weird, circling each other, talking weird, awkward conversation. But no, what they do is they put people in a house, they script them, they get them all fucking hopped up on booze, and they all fuck each other or fight. And then it's great reality. It's like, wow, this is great. It's not really reality, but it's kind of like the reality people want to see, and they love it. It's like people in the arena loving when someone gets like decapitated.
Well, who doesn't though? I'm sure you fucking love it. I do.
Of course, when you're the outside looking in, that's what sells. The good wholehearted shit doesn't sell. And I really think that someone like Bowen does realize that there is value in the drama landscape. Whether he's gonna get there in Dubai in the end, all the way up there, 3 months of it is paying a fucking mortgage or building something, and it's easy now. Now we have the bulletproof safety net. That's like, oh, I was coming, I was gonna kill it, but COVID. So and none of us could refute it because we've all seen it be very real. And I'm not saying that's what he's going to do. Maybe he has every intention of it. I'm just saying that up until then, whether he intends to or not, it is a content monster. It's a monsoon.
Well, there's constant stuff coming out, especially between two guys that legitimately don't like each other. Now, I assume you actually don't like Ryan.
Right. That would be correct.
Yeah. But he is a competitor, you know? He
Right.
does go after people, and he believes everything that he's saying, I think. Like,
right. He's a crazy
he's
person.
Not shy about trying and going after fucking good guys.
No, he's
I couldn't see
a crazy person.
I think he's planning on doing the match. I think he has every intention of showing up and winning.
Right. That could be it, because he is a crazy person. He really legitimately is a fucking crazy. The trying to rationalize this guy or get him to see rationale, like, he'll shout and illustrate from the rooftops if it supports his case, but if it obliterates his case, he just like exits stage right on reality and finds a new path or an exit route, and then keeps talking as if that shit never happened. He is out of touch with realities a little bit. I mean, maybe that's good. Maybe being short-term memoried is good. I don't know, but does he want to pull? Probably, yeah. I think maybe with enough talk to the people he's talked to, and for me to get inside that dude's brain would be, I'd be able to write a book to be able to decipher a lot of the crazies that have come through history, like fucking Dahmer and Ted Bundy and shit. There's a lot of crazy motherfuckers coming down the pipe. And how am I going to decipher this crazy motherfucker? If I knew how to do it, I'd have a way better career than what I'm doing right now.
That's fair. Now, before we go any further, we got a couple of super chats here. Sap the Bee, Devin's best friend. Thoughts on Bowen saying he is 6 months away from beating Todd Hutchins? I heard he'll use the vaccine excuse to duck at the last moment.
Is that for you or for me?
Oh, let's throw that to you. That just seems
6
more
months
fun.
away from beating Todd Hutchins. Well, dude.
Now, to be fair, Sap just threw that out there, probably fishing a little bit there. But when Ryan said that, that was like a year and a half ago, at the beginning of his pancake conquest there, before he'd ever pulled Lachlan, and before Lachlan just
Okay, so my thoughts are exactly as probably what he's thinking at night now, going, holy fuck balls, I'm not 6 years away from Lachlan, never mind Todd Hutchins. Like, what did I say? What did I get myself into? Let's just hope the internet lets that one go under the carpet. Let's just sweep that one.
So you don't think you can do that in 6 months?
No.
Okay.
This guy right now, the way I see it, and this is why there's not a bunch of Ronnie Colemans walking this earth. It's why there's not a bunch of John Brzezinks walking this earth. It's why there's not a bunch of Michael Jordans. Because even if you do all the right things and all the right drugs and everything, there is a genetic cap. There is a physiological cap. Because everyone else would be those guys if it was that easy. He might never in his life, if he trains the rest of his life, ever be able to beat Lachlan Adair.
True, but maybe he will. I don't think we've ever seen any person ever actually hit that what that max potential is.
Oh, you know? Of course we have. Of course we have. All the guys now are doing it and they're pushing it further.
They hit their max. They can still push further though.
Oh, well, when you talk about now you're talking about becoming Frankenstein. Well, yeah, there's always going to be evolutions there, but physiological caps for what is, you know, walking the line of like life and death. And
we may have seen it with Dennis when he pulled Devin.
Yeah, well,
that might have been like the absolute highest peak that Dennis.
But do I think if you gave a guy like Ryan Bowen the same drug regime as Dennis, that he would have the same success? No,
probably not.
It's just a better man doing a better regime that was more receptive. Ryan would be a better version of Ryan. That doesn't mean he'd be a better version of competing against everybody else, regardless of what they were doing. He might never beat Lachlan still.
And Dana McWhite wants to know how hard you laughed when you watched the Lachlan match. Because I didn't see a laughing video like you posted whenever Ryan pulled Lachlan.
Man, you know what it was? It was so great because I watched the videos and he was like so articulate with it. And listen, I'll give Ryan the nod. He talks well and his videos are good. And some of them I actually even enjoyed at some point in time until I realized I just can't stomach the motherfucker anymore. And he was just like, I'm going to tell you why I'm going to shut down his pronation and side pressure and why he's going to retire. And then it was just like, dude, it was like one of those most ironic, hilarious fucking moments that wasn't just wrong. It was like, you couldn't have been more wrong. If I told you I'm going to give you a guess for $1 million to guess between 1 and 1,000,000, for all the geniuses out there, give me a number between 1 and 1,000,000, and you go 2 million. It's like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. You're the biggest idiot in the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. He fucking fell so far from everything he said. It wasn't even close. And for a guy he trained with, oh yeah, I howled like a fucking hyena. Oh my God, it was so great. It was all genuine.
Well, it is a little funny, especially if you don't like the guy. Now, I like almost everybody. There's like a very small list of people that I actually dislike in arm wrestling. Everybody else I just like giving the gears to because I'm an asshole. But
I'm sorry. Heather just said how hard when Lachlan lost to Todd. I thought you meant when Todd lost when Bowen lost to Lachlan.
I remember you laughing whenever you posted a video of you laughing when Ryan lost. But yeah, the question was how hard did you laugh when Lachlan lost?
Didn't want to cut you off there. My bad. I thought you were talking about so when Lachlan lost, I mean I felt for him a little bit. I did like the fact that it cemented the ideology, but I felt for the dude because he was put on a crucifix because of Bowen's hype train. So I did feel for him coming here, just wanting to do his own thing under the radar, but everybody wanted to see him fall because of Todd's hype train. So no, I didn't laugh for Lachlan. I actually sent him a message saying, chin up. I sent Todd a message saying, hey, good on you. I'm transparent. But no, I didn't really laugh at Lachlan. It was more or less like, look what you did to your buddy boy there, fucking Ryan. So no, that I totally misunderstood the question. Sorry about that.
It's all good. Now, I don't know how much data you can actually extract from watching these matches, though, because the Todd that we've seen you pull at the WAL how many times is not the same as when he's showing up way fucking bigger, right? He's going to be a lot stronger when he's bigger, when he doesn't have this weight limit that he's got to make, right?
Well, as far as I know, I think he weighed in at about 220 with Lachlan. And in the Wall Series, as far as I know, he lost maybe about 25, 30 pounds. He would make weight over the course of 2 days. And so he would be a real like 220, 225, suck down, diet, and then sodium, do all the right shit to get back up.
Yeah. He's just sucking water out of him to make the weight limit.
But without a doubt, one of the guys who's the most disciplined, there's a handful of guys I've seen do it. He's the guy I've talked to about cutting weight, never applied it, but he would do 30 pounds. So do I think that he's much different?
Dirty's a
No,
lot.
I don't think he'll dispute that. I think maybe the guy in the World Series when he pulled like Devin or like Ron, and he might have been like more in the 230s or a
He
little
was showing up
heavier.
almost 240 for a couple of those. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe that was a bigger, thicker version. But sometimes for some people, being a little more fit and athletic bodes just as well as being really heavy. I think that I don't think the version Lachlan saw is much more of an alien, too unfamiliar to the guy who was creeping the WALs.
I didn't even know what weight he actually weighed in at. I was just assuming when he's coming in with no weight cap that he would be
Yeah.
showing up bigger.
I think he's just maybe getting he looked a little more fit. He looked thick, but he looked a little more fit, like he was just a little more trim, a little more thick in the right places. He looked good. He looked in good condition. I mean, yeah.
Well, he's a guy that knows how to get ready for an event. But you're one of those guys that doesn't really do a whole lot unless he has something specific coming up, right?
Right.
So like when we saw you training with Todd, what was that, before the Sasho match?
Yeah.
You didn't look like you were having too much success with him.
No. And I just it could have been the day. It could have been a lot of factors. I just didn't feel I felt like I got winded easy. I felt like my conditioning was just bad. I just felt like I was felt like I maybe tried to squeeze too much in too fast to try to get ready for that instead of being the guy who was ready all year long and just ramped it up for a big match. I was the guy who tried to express get ready in 4 weeks. And when you stack it all in too fast, when I went there, I felt like dog shit. I had lanes that I could take. I could still catch, him in a bad position and put him in a bad position. But as far as just like raw torque and endurance, which I'm pretty good, but I just felt no, I didn't feel good there. No.
Well, I mean, I find that shit happens a lot. Like I'm a notoriously shitty practice guy. Like I don't do well in practice with like fucking anybody. I'm always either overtrained or undermotivated or something. I'm constantly training. Like I'm always arm wrestling at least twice a week, usually more. But I never really go that hard until I've got something that I know, okay, I'm three months out. And then I really start putting all the work in. And then I get worse and worse and worse until
you push so hard, you do great.
Right. I just break everything right down as far as I fucking can. And then I take, 3 weeks off the table completely and just like rest. And then, get as much healing done as I can. And I usually get my best results when I break myself down the furthest and then heal up for a good long bit.
But need that time, right? So it takes that time. You're going to get to that point where you actually can break it all down, and then the point where you can rebound from it. So when you're trying to ride that train, like where I was when I went to go see Todd, I had like a 4-week stretch there where I was trying to do what might take like 8 weeks. I was trying to do it in 4. I was trying to just bash it all in there, and it didn't.
Which works if you're healthy.
Yeah.
And young enough for your body to recover for it, but
proper nutrition, proper sleeps, everything. But
yeah, there's supplementation out there that'll really help you jam those training weeks together.
Right. Yeah, you can make a lot of ground real fast.
So why don't you do that?
Brother, it's something I still talk about and think about.
You don't think that everybody actually believes you're natural still, do you?
This is conversations I have periodically. I understand that it floats around out there that I'm full of shit and I'm a fucking wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm the arm wrestling version of Mike O'Hearn, the fake natty fucking guy.
But, well, I mean, fucking look at you, man. You got like 20-inch biceps at 195 with tiny little chicken legs. You're constantly freaking out and can't control yourself. You're all fucking emotion and rage. A lot to
carry shingles. You know it. You can't have chicken legs carrying shingles all day.
Yeah, you do. But
the deal is,
if you were to look at all of the telltale signs of what you're going to see from a typical fucking dude that's getting all geared up, like you've got them all. You know what I mean? Most
Right.
people that would take a look at you are going to call bullshit when you say natural.
Right. Well, and that's I can respect that standpoint, but it's me who deals with the when I wake up and the aches and pains and old injuries and the lack of motivation. Is it so prevalent that I'm not, and that's only to me. Like I can sell people on it and people don't want to buy that shit, but I don't sell it anymore. I don't. I'm the same dude, the same weight, the same size, just different fluctuations and maybe levels of leanness. But my strength has increased in different areas, maybe decreased in one area, increased in another. My styles have changed, but I'm the same dude. You don't see me sweating bullets and red in the corner in an air conditioned building. You don't see me all zitted out. You don't see my trap sticking up to my fucking ears. I'm just a
No, but we
guy.
do see you showing up where you're just like a regular guy, and then sometimes you're one of the very fucking top guys in the world.
Well, let me ask you something. What was my version of a regular guy, and who did I lose to as a regular guy, and who did I beat as a regular guy? Even as a regular guy, I was still always in the finals of every tournament I went to. The
I don't know.
worst
You
version
lost
of
to a
me.
fat drunk at a fucking local tournament in fucking Ontario.
What do you mean? Oh, the guy who argues that he's the best guy in Canada for left-handed?
I've never heard him say that. No.
Well, I still ripped through that tournament left-handed, unanswered.
You got stopped by like a 21-year-old kid for a second.
Stopped doesn't mean in trouble. That just means catching footing.
Right? Say what you want. It was a 21-year-old amateur.
Listen, I'm not a flasher. I'm a control puller.
Well, you were flashing people pretty good that day. It was a good time.
Yeah, but people say that. People say, "Oh, you win your bad days." But I say, "Okay, what was my bad day? Who did I lose to on my bad day?"
I would say that was probably a bad day for you.
Which one?
When in Brockville.
Oh yeah, I was shit-faced, and Eric Russo begged me to pull.
I begged you to pull too.
Yeah.
Joe told me that he would run in overalls just so he could see us pull.
Oh, motherfucker.
If you would pull.
Set me up.
Wow, fuck. I wanted to pull.
I didn't, but I was talked into it. So
how the fuck can you show up at an event and not want to pull though?
Because I was looking at just practicing with Devin right-handed. That's all I was looking for because I was getting ready to pull Craig Toulier, and I wanted to make sure that I was in the right space. And of course, you put me in a place with a lot of barbecue and a lot of temptation and a fucking beer tent, and I'm just not strong enough.
Yeah, that beer tent was like 10 feet away. It was great.
I'm too weak. I'm weak. I'm fucking weak. I got a weak constitution.
Well, that's
all my goals and thoughts went like this.
Well, here's the thing. We go to these events because we want to have fun. Then
100%.
you start having a little bit of fun, and then arm wrestling just seems like a better idea. Like, fuck, there's a table right there. People are arm wrestling. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple more super chats here. Sap the B again. Hey, Rob, any plans on training with Khalid when in Dubai?
Yeah. We got contacted about it. So we'll just see how things hold up with the Bowen match and how things actually transpire. I've been fucking around with grip a little more lately as I'm just like curious as to where my strength levels are at. It gives me a little bit of like tennis elbow. I don't know if it's because my arm wrestling arm doesn't straighten out as much as it used to. So some of the moves give me a little more pain than before. So what my commitment is to training and fucking around with them will be depending on the day. But yeah, I've already been contacted by Vader to check out the house and the gym and stop by. So yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. You get to see a lot of cool shit when you're out there with those guys. So when you go there, I don't know how long you're going to be. How long are you planning on being in the country there?
I think for right about a week. Yeah.
Before?
No, probably like, I think we said like 4 days before, try to do the jet lag thing, get accustomed to the time, chill, get your body in a good place, do the tournament, see the things. Of course, they probably have, like they do with Devin and John, interviews and post-match, pre-match shit.
I can't wait to watch that fucking press conference with you guys. That's going to be fucking awesome. Just used to in the same room face to face when Ryan walks right up to you and calls you a fucking pussy.
But Willie.
He said he will.
But Willie.
I don't know. It sounds like an easy win if he does it because they've got like some serious hands-off policies over there. Like Rob goes straight to jail.
That scares me. It really does.
Well, fuck, don't take the bait, man.
Because I'm a hyper instinctive person, and a guy that I don't like leaning up on me thinking the law is going to protect him, I can't. And it's really, sincerely, I'm worried about certain shit like that going over there. So I told him if he tries to play shit for a production, I'll crack his mouth. And I mean that. I fucking mean that wholeheartedly. I'll put him right to sleep right in Dubai. And then I'm gonna have a go fucking fund me. And nobody's gonna go fund me because no one gives a shit. You guys give a shit. You guys are gonna be like, oh,
I don't know. I'll help fucking share that shit around if we got to get
I'm gonna tell you,
fucking Dubai
I
prison.
do not, I will not. I can play that game with someone like you, Devin, guys I like, guys I know are jokey. If I know a guy has an aggressive lane towards me and he tries to play fucking weird with me, it's I get hyper weird with that and I don't like it. And I don't make moves and thoughts based on rationale at that point in time. You kind of like fog out and you lose your rationale and it's instinct. And I won't be able to deal good with a guy like that if he does press up on me. I told him I don't want to be within arm's reach of him. Fuck off. Fuck off. Now, the problem is I might mash his face off and end up in a year of Dubai jail, but he's still gonna have a mashed off face. You know, whatever, motherfucker. Like, just don't play the game. Just don't. I worry about it. That is one of the things that actually worries me because I'm sincere when I say I don't fucking like that guy.
Yeah, I'd be worried about it too, man. All right, Sap to be once again. Thoughts on Bowen saying he's genetically bigger than you when he still looks natural on high doses of HGH and pharmacology. Now, that's just fucking a ridiculous thing to say. Like, didn't that guy come out of the army or something, play pro tennis, and then he started arm wrestling at what, 150 fucking pounds? I mean, if you want to go off on that, you can, but
yeah, it's one of those things when you talk about like hyper like gear shouting from the rooftops and his measurements. He's a guy that grew himself, and that's all good. But genetically, he's roughly the same skeleton as my daughter, and she's got a really good like skeleton for a preteen girl, but for an adult man, no. Like and that's about where he's at. And then all of a sudden he grows all these dimensions and he wants to go, I'm a bigger man than Rob. It's like, motherfucker, please. I could pull up your picture and you look like a kid.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how big you were. I think he's talking about how big he is. And
still. Hey, listen, and you want to talk about people want to take measurements like wrist measurements. He goes, my wrist is bigger. That's cool. But I always see his wrist get flopped. So what's this shit worth?
I don't think he really gets his wrist flopped too often.
No, only when he arm wrestles.
Against who?
Not when he's carrying his dishes to his girlfriend or fucking whatever.
What guys have been flopping him?
His wrist was suspect with Lachlan. I seen his wrist get cracked with fucking Mosier. Everyone he arm wrestled, basically his wrist went cracked. Chance Shaw. I mean, you got to think
the Chance Shaw thing doesn't count. They were using the old hustle strap. I mean, I can't put any stock in that one.
Oh, so I forgot. You guys have history. He does get his wrist bent more than guys who would be bragging about a 9-inch wrist would get it bent. Put it that way.
All right, Robert Gould here with a $20 super chat. How many days per week do you guys attend practice? I'll go first here. For me, practice, when everything's like life's in order, I will pull 4 or 5 times a week, at least if I can, getting ready for.
Really?
If depending on how far out I am from big competition, like right now, I'm at the tail end of how much I can really spend on the table and beating myself down. But if I've got the time and available and practice partners available with me, I will get on the table 6, 7 or more times a week.
Wow.
I will do a practice in the afternoon in Ottawa, drive home and still do my regular practice here in the evening.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pulling.
Yeah, on the table. I don't lift weights.
All right, right. And you know, and that's I do think there's a lot of value in that. Like there was a point in time when I thought that practice was you had to find a time for the gym, But I do think if you're practicing smart with the right training group, you can get everything you need with a good training partner. And for me, if I'm going to feel that, once a week, really, really hard, but that's because I'm limited to training groups. And in a perfect world, when I start feeling really conditioned, I'll maybe hit up another one. Like there's another one in like Massachusetts, or I'll do something midweek, maybe twice. I've never in my life done more than twice, but that's only because I don't have the access to a team like what they've got up there. Is like I've said for a long time, I thought the High Hookers were probably the most complete team for quite a few years now. So I've never had that. We have a great team, but we can only assemble once a week.
Wow.
So,
We've got the Vale High Hookers here, right? And we've got like 25, 30 guys. And we got everybody, we got guys ranging.
yeah, you guys are hungry too.
Really good to brand new, and from 120 pounds to 350 pounds, right? And then an hour and a half away, we get to Ottawa. We've got all those guys, and they practice twice a week, and we're not on the same nights. And then another half hour past that is Cornwall. They've got one a week. Armprior is in between here in Ottawa. They've got one a week. I can go down to Kingston with Mike Gould and Ian Carnegie and those guys. Toronto's a bit far. You know, you're looking at 4.5, 5 hours if I want to get down there. But still, they've got a whack of dudes. And then Barrie is only 4 hours. So if I feel like getting in the car and driving, I can hit a practice where I can get a great workout in any night of the week that I want.
Yeah. You're within a reasonable drive where if you were hyper motivated and the right opportunity presented itself, you could get with top guys any day.
Yeah.
No, that's so incredible.
And not every one of my practices is going to be hard, right? Like I'm not getting a hold of Devin and just like tearing my fucking shoulder apart and blowing up my elbow. You know, I'll do a lot of strap stuff, some outside stuff, inside, and I'm not pushing that 100% max effort because I can't, right? You just can't do that every fucking day. Even if you're lifting in the gym every day, you're not trying to set a PR every day, right?
Right. When
you're getting your workout in, you're getting your reps in. You know, if I'm only working out with 60 pounds, but that 60 pounds starts getting easier all the time, right? I can push up to 65 and then to 70. I don't ever need to see what my max is. I just keep doing that 65 every day until it becomes easier, and then I move up.
Yeah, that's really hard because for me, my natural inclination was probably self-destructive because I always, every workout had that curiosity if I could break the record. And I probably did more damage than good, where the new philosophy is keep a little in the tank and volume is more the king, as opposed to pushing yourself to absolute 110% obliteration. And
yeah, it's the whole, you know, shearing a sheep versus killing it, right?
Right.
It took me a long time to be able to fucking do this, right? Like when I was younger and first into the sport, wow, you remember how fucking savage I was with it. You know, you've only been arm wrestling 3 years, but you got fucking 10 years of table time, right? And it took me a while to figure it out that I don't have to try to pin somebody every time when we're arm wrestling. I can get a good workout in. And there's a lot of practices where like Mulvihill, I don't actually arm wrestle with him at practice most nights, right? He's on one table, I'm on another one, and we're both working with the rest of the team. And, you know, we're trying to get that good, stable position, because when the two of us lock on, we start butting heads a little bit and we want to start fighting. And I know that it's just not a good idea for me to start fighting that hard every fucking night. We do it, you know, but I pick which nights well in advance that I want to, you know, actually go after it and break down a little harder.
Right. You look good. You look leaned out. Where are you at?
Oh, man.
Yeah, you look lean.
Like 250?
Yeah, you look good, dude.
Yeah. I wanted to be like 270.
So when you're pulling in Turkey in February, correct?
February 12th.
How you feeling?
Good, man. I am not trying to be lean. Like I was going down in weight. I wanted to, you know, just stop being fat in general, like just overall health.
It just comes with changing your head, just being more physical, right? You're training a little bit more and probably doing in turn, you're doing less of the bad things.
Well, it's mostly diet. I started smoking weed, which means instead of stuffing 30 beers down my gullet, after 7 or 8, like I'm having a great time. I don't need those other 25 beers. So that's a lot of calories. But
yeah, of course.
I just don't overeat like I used to, really. So the weight just came off on its own. So I got down to like 240. And then, I get the call, you want to pull schoolboy? Sure as fuck do. Now, I'm thinking he's going to come in at like 270, because he was 277 when he pulled Larry.
Yeah, like 280 almost. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, well, he pulled Worlds, he was just over 250. But when he pulled Larry, he was like 277. So I don't know if that's just because Worlds is a tested event or not. I don't know how that works, but that's a pretty big fluctuation in weight for a 21-year-old that's still growing.
Yeah.
So now I would not think that a 21-year-old would be, into that, but they're fucking Russians. What do you think? Either way, when I got the call for schoolboy, I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to show up at 240 to pull this kid if he's showing up at fucking 280. So I just started eating absolutely fucking everything. And, I actually using this fucking bulking, mass gaining protein powders and shit, but I ain't putting on any fucking weight.
You feel now, do you have a game plan going in for him? And do you care to share?
I plan on Kings moving that fucker.
I don't think you need to.
I don't need to. I want to. I want to Kings move him and have a conversation with Engen about it.
Okay. So
he hates the desperation move. So, it's his event. So I just want to do it just for that. But
so you want to make a mark for Engen, but aren't you curious on if you can high hand supinate him and freeze him up in the middle of the table?
Yeah. I want to beat him.
I think you could beat him the same way you pulled Jeff Gabe left-handed. If you do the same thing right-handed as you do with Jeff Gabe left-handed, you win. I'm
a lot better at coming in like that right-handed than I am left-handed.
Yeah, and if you can do it and maintain your knuckle height, not keep your knuckles low, because he's the predator for the low knuckle to break.
If I can turn from here,
right,
get this bone on bone with my shoulder in front of him, he's going to have a hell of a time trying to get out of there. Even if my hand
he can't get high enough to get over you. He won't be able to get over. It's only if you try to cup him, then he can rise on your cup. But if you just come across straight and he's going to try to come up, you don't have enough forearm to do that.
Force him over, I just want to get around him.
Exactly.
Onto my wrist. So I've got that option. Even just coming straight up over him.
And then if he bails or it bails and you're strapped to him, it'll definitely be different.
It's going straps.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to see me in a match with anybody that I take seriously without straps. Like, it's just not going to, unless he's planning on holding on to me, I'll use that. But I'm imagining our first setup, he's going to get real uncomfortable and start
he's not going to hold on to you. He's just like you see in the WAF worlds when everybody lines up hard, it just poof, insta slip.
Right.
He wants to trap as bad as you do.
I mean, if he's going to let me get good connectivity in the sideways.
Yeah, if he lets you get that contact.
Then I'm not going to be looking for a strap right away. I'm just going to go with it. But if not, if he's like, running away from my hand and stuff, well, I'm just going to match him there and we're going to end up in straps, right?
Yeah, I think it's a really good opportunity for you, dude. I really do. I think it's a really good opportunity because I don't care about his age. And I've been saying for a long time, Dev has been saying for a long time, people think it's a YouTube thing. The dude is super real. He's really good. And he's a big motherfucker. He's like 280 pounds, like 6'5", and he's super, super legit. And he's been winning tournaments every fucking where. He was at every fucking tournament and he's been winning. And he came here to the United States of America and he was whipping everybody's ass. And he's a real dude. And he's got 1.5 million followers on YouTube. So if you do beat him, there's a lot of trains you can ride with this on his accolade or his social media. So it's a really cool match for you, for sure. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's a great opportunity. And that's probably the most fun part about it is that there's 1.5 million people out there that are going to think I'm the best guy in the world after this.
Right.
Which is awesome. And I hope every one of them fucking hates me because we both know what's going to happen if I get this into a stop match and I've got any semblance of control. He might not speak English, but he's going to understand what I'm fucking saying.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you comes across in many different languages.
As much as I got to be careful in fucking Dubai, you better be careful in Turkey, dude.
Ingens assured me that he's got that taken care of.
From fucking Middle Eastern prisons.
Oh, Ingen assured me he's got that taken care of. I'll be fine as long as I don't get too drunk and freak out or something. We got another super chat here.
You're probably going to jail.
I don't want to end up in a fucking Turkish prison, man. I've looked that shit up now. Not looking fun.
Yeah, you have another super chat here. Abroad?
You've got a new troll account coming around here for you, bud.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It is called, the name of the account is Red Rocket Pig. And it's a little picture of a pig with a red rocket on it. So he super chatted in that he will e-transfer you 1K to KO Bowen.
What? Smash him?
Knock him the fuck out. $1,000. That's a start to the GoFundMe to get you out of that prison in Dubai, man.
Oh God. It would need to be a lot of money, man. A lot of money. Because I'm already sketched out about going to Dubai. I might be the one that might get to the airport and go, fucking fuck this, Heather. I don't care what the internet says. I'm fucked. I just won't deal with it. Listen, I'll be okay with the guy if he doesn't try to pull alpha card on me. I'll let him know where it stands in the arm wrestling match, and he'll know exactly where it stands physically. But it's been 2 years of boiling. I will not stand for a guy fake pumping his fake alpha, fake pec titties all up on me, because he will get a very real alpha, real hand up in his very real face.
Allegedly.
No, that's real. It will really happen.
And David Tome sent in, is $5 enough for a decent beer? Man, I don't know. What's a decent beer? Because my favorite beer is cold, and my second favorite is free.
Yeah, well, I like to look at beers in two different categories. The type that tastes good and the type I can drink all night. Sometimes the type that tastes good get me bloated and fucking piss me off after 3. The type I can drink all night tastes like skunk piss. After I have 6, I fucking love them. So
so you just switch from the good tasting ones to the ones that don't fill you up.
Yeah, like Bud Light, Coors Light, Natty Light, some shit that you just fucking piss as much as you can shotgun them.
Coors Light, that's like having sex in a canoe. That's fucking near water, man.
Fucking near water. I like that.
All right, we got another super chat here. 2 of my from Wild Willie T's Arm Wrestling and Strongman Rants. 2 of my favorite North American pullers and YouTube guys. Honest, blunt, and don't give a shit. Love it.
That's right.
Well, yeah, that's why I want to have Rob on here.
Fuck you, Wild Willie T's. Does that mean you make t-shirts? Because if you make t-shirts, fucking hit me up. I'm trying to design some shit and I'm struggling, bro. Hit me up. Please.
Yeah, well, that's exactly why I wanted to have Rob on here. So we could just, knock a few back and just shoot the shit about whatever the fuck we wanted. He was supposed to come on last week, but he ended up too drunk and got all in his feelings about all the comments on his YouTube when he went live first.
I am a very raw individual, and I never said that I don't get sensitive. I am prone to taking things seriously and maybe a little hypersensitive.
Remember that WL podcast that we did there?
Yeah, when I went off the deep end.
When I made you freak out?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, listen, here's the thing. I'm an old school chap, and I don't know how to handle people that are far away. I don't know how to talk to people like this because, I lose my fucking temper, and I just want to have a meltdown and kick my fucking feet and go crazy. But everyone's so far away, I can't reach out and touch someone.
Well, that you were all fucking hammered. I remember having to call you.
I was wicked,
like, Rob, what the fuck? Why'd you freak out? I thought we were friends. Why are you talking to me like that, Evan?
No. I called. I apologized, and I told Neil, I was like, hey, yeah, sorry, I went off the fucking deep end there. Listen, you know, like Rick James said, he's like, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Well, alcohol is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a good trip. It makes for good memories, I guess.
Well, the ones you can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. The kids will tell me things, and he's like, "Yeah, that was a great birthday." I'm like, "Of course it was." If you say it was,
Yeah. You know, man, I live for the nights that I can't remember with the friends I'll never forget. You know, I just like to have a good time. All right, we got another super chat in here from Jay Miller. If Ryan does win, Rob, will you call him crazy again? Seriously. If he does pull the win off on you, are you going to like still be all Ryan's delusional, or are you going to give him some props here on that?
Okay, well, let me answer that in a few parts. First of all, yes, he will still be crazy. He is a crazy person. There's nothing going to change that he's crazy. Secondly, I've given him props even before our beef that he is actually a good arm wrestler. And I give him that. He is a good arm wrestler that understands the game, not quite as much as he thinks he does. He thinks he's a fucking savant. He thinks he's like fucking sitting on top of a mountain somewhere with a shaved cap and thinks he understands the game at a more intellectual level than anyone who ever stepped into it. It's not that complicated, motherfucker. But if he beats me, it changes nothing. Because the guy that started talking this shit initially, the guy that started talking this shit, that little fucking redheaded nerd that got grown, and he had time to grow. Now you're talking almost 2 years later from the guy that was the original nerd talking shit to now whatever he transforms into 2 years later. So the guy that I said was a fucking piece of shit, that slap, maybe he turned into something different. So it really doesn't mean that what I called a fucking asshole 2 years ago. But will I still think he's crazy? Yeah. Do I think his theories are fucked? Yeah. Will it diminish anything on my end? Nope. Will it be anything on his end? No, he beat up an old drunk guy.
Well, you are definitely old and usually drunk. But no, Ryan's not a bad arm wrestler, but I do agree that he and a lot of other people think that his knowledge level is just higher than I would consider his level to be at. Now, I can have an actual conversation about, you know, techniques and ability with him that, you know, he does know what he's talking about. But I've seen some analysis videos that guy's put out where Devin and I watched like 15 seconds into the analysis video that I'm like, Jesus, is this guy out of his fucking mind? Like, yeah, this doesn't make sense.
Right. Well, he did say to Devin, and he backpedals from it. The whole thing with me and him wasn't like, I'm not really beating the strap drum, except for the fact that he did say to Devin on the phone, and they got it on the internet. You can find it right now. He said he was going to hold me in the center of the table and push me down to the pad out of the straps, and I would run from him.
He did.
He said that 100%. And I'm like, I just want you to deliver on that. And he's like, we're going to the straps. I'm like, I just want you to deliver on what you said. And he's like, yeah, you're scared of me in the straps.
That's not what the rules are here, though.
I understand, but it's just called like house.
Have you backed off on, you know, you're getting that rule changed yet?
Well, no, you know what it is?
Because you can't get a rule changed, man. You can't accept a match under a rule set.
Bro, I'm coming to arm wrestle. I'm coming to bang. Here's the thing. People say like, oh, you're trying to avoid the straps, No, motherfuckers. Let me educate you. The straps are unavoidable. All it takes is one person to say, I do not want to pull you out of the straps, and play donkey dick games, and then they're in the straps. Out of the straps are 100% avoidable. Two guys have to consent to pulling outside of the straps. So me putting that challenge on him means he has to consent and I have to consent. But it could be avoided for the whole round. But the straps are unavoidable if somebody wants to avoid them. See? So me, I can't avoid the straps. He can avoid touching my hand.
Right. Yeah. If he wants to pull straps, it's going to go straps. So, I mean, really all you can do, you can't really bitch about trying to change the rules. It's not going to work. And
I'm not trying to change the fucking rules, but the reality is listen, here's the deal. I pulled everyone the straps.
Instead of going at it that way, you know, start attacking him and keep posting that video clip of him saying that he will do this to you. And when you get to the table, you know, get in his face about it then. Like, yeah, let's see you do that. Like you said, talk it up. You talked it, now back it up.
Well, the best thing is going to be is when, just like with Storm and many others, people who think that they have that lane and they're like, oh, I'm going to put you in the straps and make you suffer. And then they realize maybe, oh, fuck, I'm going to get my hands on. And then maybe he'll have a moment of clarity. Not likely, but
look,
maybe.
I think it's fucking stupid of him to even bother trying to arm wrestle you without a strap. Right? I just think it's fucking dumb. He should in no way ever be goaded in to closing his hand and letting a ref say go before the strap is on with you. It would be what I would consider a very big mistake. Even trying to get the strap the old-fashioned way and trying to slip on you. It's just it's a lot easier to say it than to do it.
I'd like to see how it would play out. I would just like to see how that would play. Because he is the bigger man. He is the smarter man. He is the more experienced, smarter technical arm wrestler. He's got a wrist that's, from what I heard, bigger than my thighs.
Yeah, Rob. Now, a lot of the people watching here aren't going to pick up on the subtleties of your sarcasm there. So I would much rather you just say what you mean what you say, instead of this beating around the bush. Tell us how you really feel. It's you can't obviously you would prefer to pull this match without the straps, and where you have to go to straps the old-fashioned way, where you can try to catch on to his hand and use that giant fucking mitt of yours for what it was built to do.
I don't really have a problem with going to the straps. Yeah, of course. I'd rather use, and it's not me using my giant mitt, it's me using my body and him using his body, and not an external piece of equipment. It's us versus us, not us with something in between us. However, I accept the fact that guys use it and they rely on it, and I still do great in them. What I want is a higher level of humiliation. I want to be able to take him when he's trying to get away and just go and push him down and go, how's that? Fucko.
Like what he said he was going to do to you.
Right. He's going to do that to me.
It'd be nice to see that coming a full circle for you. It's
I love people. I love
poetic.
feeding them the porridge that they think they're cooking up. They think they're cooking up something special for someone. And I love taking it and fucking and drowning them in it.
All right, we got another super chat here, and I have no idea what type of currency that's in. It's got like some weird lines through a letter or something. I'm not sure. But Insane Frame NYC, did you guys ever meet or pull in New York the legend Jason Vale? What can you say about him? I have never met Jason Vale. I know who he was, but I've never actually got to see him pull or meet him. Have you pulled Jason? You probably have a bunch, right?
I never pulled Jason Vale.
Oh, no?
Nope, but I did meet him. And okay, so I'll give a quick story about him, and I'll give him a good overview, because I think it was a motherfucking tragedy. What a shitty ass culture we're in when a guy that's a legitimate legend, as good as Jason Vale was, that he passed. And I almost thought it was online propaganda. Like, nobody talked about it. Like I said to Heather, I was like, somebody said to me, Jason passed. And she's like looking around everywhere and we couldn't find it. And then it found out that it was true. Well, from what I heard about Jason Vale, from the people that I respect and the people I know, is that guy was as elite and as savage and as good as you could be. And he goes down in the books, even per Ingen Terzi and all the greats, as the GOAT in the straps. He's the guy that went from being very non-threatening and weak out of the straps to in the straps. John Brzenk was in a fit for like a minute. And he was like, holy fuck. The guy revolutionized the way the world trained in the straps, thought about the straps. Absolute fucking legend that revolutionized how we all see the straps today. And it's a fucking tragedy that more people aren't talking about the dude, because he's an incredible arm wrestler. I saw him at the Wall 2016 in Vegas, and I talked to him. We never got to pull. We were in the same class. I think actually, no, I'm sorry. He was in the Southern Regional because he used his Florida driver's license, and he was in the finals with Chad Silvers. He was banging it in there, man. And he was going hard, and he was doing real, real good. He had some great wins.
No, that was during his comeback, right?
Yeah. The guy
was gone for a while. Savage. Like when I first started, he had just stopped. And then
well, what happened was, I could be saying this wrong, but he's a tragedy in the justice system. I guess he had cancer, and he had some sort of seeds that he thought cured his cancer, and he started promoting them online and selling them or some shit. And some FDA or drug enforcement grabbed him for selling illegal things as a cancer cure, and he ended up doing, regardless of what it was like all miscontrived or misconstrued, and he ended up doing like 10 years and like some shit like Rikers, like a fucking gladiator camp. Like nobody comes out right after that shit. 10 years.
Yeah. He was selling seeds as a cancer cure,
Right.
which was the problem because that's what he used to get rid of his cancer.
Right. And as soon as you start doing it, and
as soon as you attach the word cure to something, the FDA gets you shit fucked. Like,
no, I don't know if that's exactly it, but I know he got steamrolled.
Well, I think that's what it was. That's what got him in trouble, is because he was selling it as a cure and not just selling the seed, saying that.
Right, like health supplement.
Yeah.
Right. And the fucking guys
what kind of
up
seeds
there.
Were those again? What kind of seeds were those?
I think they were apricot.
That might have been, yeah.
And the fucking guy was in like, I want to say like Rikers or some shit that's like a fucking gladiator camp. That's like this dude's selling seeds and he's in there with stone cold like mob enforcers. Like, what the fuck? Like that, you're not going to come out the same. You're not going to be the same dude. You're not going to see the same.
You would think that, like, you know, that blue collar, white collar prison system, like, how would you end up in a max for online fruit seed sales, you know? But
yeah. Dude was a fucking legend. And seriously, the way everybody pulls in the straps right now to some level is affected by how good Jason Vale was in the straps. He is the OG. The way Travis preached his camps, the way other guys preach their camps, it all stemmed from there's a motherfucking OG that was a strap god, and everybody stemmed off it. And that god, there's two gods of straps. The highest one is Jason Vale. The one that was his equal was Bill Sinks, because that guy
say that another guy from the Northeast that is night and day different situation a lot.
Yeah.
Bill Sinks goes from like a normal dude to like one of the top guys around as soon as that strap
Bill
comes
Sinks
out.
is super elite. Bill Sinks, I saw Bill Sinks. Bill Sinks on a Froda Hoagland is one of the strongest motherfucking arms if you let him engage. I've never pulled Froda, but I've seen the guys he's beat and how he's beat them. Bill Sinks beat Froda. Their power level should be fucking night and day. Bill Sinks got strapped up with Froda, and in the Vegas, it was either the regionals or finals, he fucking flattened him out, and they had a 1.5 minute grind. For a guy that says endurance, Froda, endurance is a problem. Bill Sinks ran through that fucking guy and beat Froda Hoagland. When I heard that announced over the loudspeaker, of course I was shocked, but of course I was like, yeah, big dick Bill, because the big first guy I ever met in the sport was Bill Sinks. Bill Sinks and Jason Vale revolutionized the ideology of how to pull the straps.
Yeah, both very well-known strap masters.
Yep. Yeah. And Jason Vale passing without people talking about is a tragedy. Whoever sent that super chat, thank you. I didn't know him on a personal level, but I had a huge amount of respect for the guy.
Well, that was a great conversation from a little super chat there. Next super chat. Rob, have you considered using smelling salts to get amped up before a match, since it usually takes you a while to get fired up? Well, that's pretty fair. You don't tend to shine on round one.
Yep. Don't know what it does. I've seen people use it, but I'm like, I see people like they smell it and it geeks them out, right? I've considered doing a lot of shit. Listen, I've considered doing a lot of shit, including armed robbery, bank robbery, murder. I considered it all. So have I considered smelling salts? Yeah, let's talk about it. What does it do? What are the repercussions?
Not a clue. Like the smelling salts and then like ammonia packets and shit. But
yeah,
you know, a lot of power lifters and shit use them. It just amps you up for that minute. Actually, we had a guy bring some to practice to one night where, I was like, hey, take a look at this and then get to that table and see if it does anything different. It just gave me a headache. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, because when you're grinding, it's not just like a singular lift. You're going to grind over like round after round after round. It's not just like blast for like 1 second. You might be in there in a grinder. You might be in there like you take your 1 minute rest and get back to the table. I want something that's going to make me all fucking.
Now, a guy that pulls the way you or I do, that tends to have a much slower style. Like we aren't built with that fast twitch. Like we would much rather secure a position when that ref says go than try to just drive to that pad. But like Alan Fisher, he's always all fucked up on those smelling salts and shit, right?
Oh, he's a salter?
I think so. Or the ammonia.
Fuck you,
I don't know
Alan.
the fucking difference.
You
It's the same
fucking
thing.
junkie.
But
Alan,
he's
you
always
junkie.
all fucking wired up on that, isn't he?
I don't know.
I remember watching a match where it looked like he was just so fucked up off these, and I was like, "What the fuck is he sniffing between rounds there? Like, is he got cocaine in his fucking pocket there?"
That makes sense. That's it.
And
Alan
apparently it's
Fisher's the
smelling
same
salts.
way.
And then, like, he had just lost the first 2 rounds of the super match, but he was so fucked out of around these fucking things. He turns around and was like, "No way you can pin this fucking arm." And they had to explain to him, like, "Dude, you're already down 2-0. Like, what are you talking about?"
Listen, I love it. That's the kind of shit that I like. I like the dysfunctional people, the people that are a little fucked up. I don't want the straight edge person who's like, if you eat a carrot, it'll balance out your fucking blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. I can't relate to you. I like the fucked up dudes.
Speaking of those fucked up dudes that get so intense like that, I've seen a lot of fucking talk online about people wanting to see what had happened in a match between you and Matt Mask.
Yeah, man. I was approached with it at by the WAL, and they thought if I could do something with them, and I believe I can.
Wow.
That's not from
Name one guy that you don't believe you can do something with. 100%. You're almost as delusional as fucking Bowen is.
No, that's not delusional. I think that's very real.
You get in one little match with John Brzenk back in the day, and you think you're the fucking best thing ever. Whatever.
It wasn't John Brzenk. I listen. There was a match with John when Travis was good. I put my hand like this. He went to hit me and collapsed everything underneath, and I pinned him. And that's when he was good in a money tournament. It's not delusion. Okay.
Hey, don't get off topic. Look, I mean, don't get all fucking soft about me now.
About the answer.
Don't get all soft on me just because I made one little comment and poked a button.
You asked for my opinion and then you didn't like my opinion.
Back to Matt Mask.
This is like,
I asked your opinion on Matt Mask,
speech,
not
about
really
free
fucking
speech.
your delusion.
Yes, I do think that I could do something with him for sure. He got upset about it because he made a Facebook post about it, and then it never transpired. But do I think I could do something with him? Yeah, I think I bring something different than he's used to feeling. Well,
here's the thing. So for stylistically, for me to put a breakdown on you versus Matt, now he's pretty big, especially like when he's showing up.
Not anymore. Did you see his recent videos?
Oh, dude, his face looked like he lost 12 pounds, like in his face alone.
Yeah.
Still, when he shows up at an event and he's all fucking, pumped right up, he's fucking, when the Wild Horse shows up, he's considerably bigger than you, and he's like 6'6", right? Like,
right.
When him and Devin are both in shape,
but he's considerably heavier.
He's bigger than Devin.
He's considerably heavier.
He's bigger.
Right, but in the areas that make arm wrestling, he's not.
Well, you could say that, but
no, it's a fact. Measurements and
okay, but I mean, you got to take volume into consideration when you're doing a measurement like this.
Oh, okay. So
his you height, just measure your peak here. So you might be in it if you're an inch bigger.
Peak.
Look,
peak.
Sure. When you measure your arm, if you are an inch bigger here, but he's 3 inches longer, like the volume is going to be a lot more.
He's not 3 inches longer though. That's
holy
silly.
Fuck. I'm just throwing numbers out, Rob. God damn it. Shut the fuck up. Let me talk for a minute.
Well, you got to at least come correct.
Oh, yeah, because I fucking took the time out of my fucking day to go around with a fucking measuring tape and figure out what the difference between Matt Mask and Rob Vigent Jr. is.
That's a good video.
Conversation 2 years later.
That's a good video. That's a great video. I like that video. Go ahead.
Either way, when somebody's that much longer, your volume is going to be different. Like, look, when me and Devin have measured arms, my arm has been bigger than his every time in circumference. But if you were to compare volume of muscle mass in that bicep between me and Devin, it's not going to be close. His arm is so much longer than mine, even though I'm a little bit circumference-wise, I'm a little girthier. He's got so much more length with all of that, right? He's just got like probably 30, 40% more in total
Both
volume.
of my arms are actually as long as Matt Mask's.
But they're not.
Yeah, they are. Actually,
No,
elbow to fingertip, they're the same length.
No, they're not. No, it's just not a thing.
I'm not sitting here trying to fluff it. It's actually a real thing. My arm, elbow to knuckle, and finger. Nicholas Nanestad is actually taller than Matt Mask, and my elbow to knuckle is the same as his. That's why he couldn't come around me or get over me.
Right, but I mean, I watched you and Matt pulling in Morocco's basement, and watched you guys setting up.
I didn't pull Matt Mask at all in Morocco's basement. The only time I pulled Matt Mask was in Chicago when we went on a fucking promotion tour for WAL, and at that practice, I was whomping his ass. Wow. I only pulled him once, and I didn't pull him in Morocco's basement. You're confusing me with some other sexy motherfucker that looks just like me.
Right, because the guy that had to not drink to fucking make sure that you and my buddy didn't end up fucking outside all night. Yeah, I had to sober up to fucking babysit this fucking house party at Morocco's because you guys were being fucking yahoos.
Well, we're not talking about.
Either way, you and Matt were fucking around a little bit that night too.
Anyways, if you want to say as a Canadian countryman that I'm not in it, I will forgive you. But no, that's not what I was going to say at all.
But you wanted to fucking cut me off at every fucking corner. You never want to let me get to the point. And anyways, stylistically, Matt Mask, he's a bigger dude than you. But when you start comparing the styles of it, Matt has one option, right? That's when he's competing at a high level, he can hook with like lower level guys. Yeah, sure. But when he's got that top level pulling with the elite guys, it's got to be through his hand. It's a big hit through his hand. Stylistically, that is a really bad way to go against you. This historically, the way to beat you is usually going to be making your arm go, not actually trying to take your whole hand over. So I actually really like to see that match.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Analysis, Evan.
Well, fuck, if you wouldn't, get all Rob on me. I actually did make that shirt, right? Don't be so Rob.
That's bullshit.
Oh, man, if they wouldn't have fucking shut the world down there, I was showing up down in fucking LA and I was wearing that Don't Be So Rob. It was bright blue with pink glitter on it.
Why do you call it Rob?
Just a Robism when you get all in your feelings about things.
I'm not the only one. You get all in your feelings. Everyone gets all in their feelings.
I don't give a fuck about anything, man.
Oh, you get in your feelings about things.
No, but you're super fun to get all fucking wired up. And it's not
because
hard.
I don't make any qualms about the fact that I wear my emotions on my sleeves.
It just makes it so much more fun to have these conversations with you.
Yeah.
When I know there is a big, shiny, fuck off red button that you can just reach out and push whenever the fuck you want. You're like the guy that's real fun to party with when you're out and about. And you're just like, hey, Rob, you know what that guy said about you?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've encountered a few of those over the days.
Dude, I can't get a gun because of fucking guys like that.
Maybe you shouldn't have a gun because of guys like that.
You're probably right. Hey, I never said when I talk about people being crazy, I never said I wasn't one of them, but I'm crazy in a different way. I'm crazy in I like to think that I'm logical, but in other ways I'm very illogical.
Wow. You
oh shit, hold on. Special delivery.
So anybody in the chat
from the fucking pig himself, she kicked it inside, slid it in. But that's
Heather didn't want to come say hi?
She didn't want to come say hi, apparently. She didn't want to come hi with the podcast.
Oh, that's a shame. I haven't said hi to Heather in so long.
You're at the end of the box. See this? Guys, when you're in the box, don't keep tipping it and trying to push the fucking button. You gotta pull the bladder out and then drain it. Properly.
Right into your mouth.
I do that. Sometimes my kids will be like,
so if anybody else in the chat has any more questions for Rob,
we do have lots of questions.
It's not fucking hard to get this guy to go off on
let's talk about what's your thoughts. Let's really push the fucking button here. What's your thoughts on Brandon Alcesser and Travis Bajan?
Yeah.
Because we could take that from two angles. We could take that from how good is Brandon Alcesser, or what the fuck, T-Dog, T-Bag?
Well, there's the thing, right? Now, you watch Brandon Alcesser's last fucking 2 years. The dude works like a fucking savage, right? He just looks better and better at every fucking outing.
Right.
And he keeps killing better and better competition. And he doesn't
100%.
get tired, right? Like, he pulls a four-way and a super match and a tournament all in the same fucking day. And then he shows up and he pulls another event the next day somewhere else. Like, the dude he's a fucking animal.
Right.
So now, whenever I say, yeah, it's probably likely that Travis is not showing up at his very best. Now, that doesn't mean Travis isn't trying to. I have no idea what the level of Travis's effort has been to get ready for something like this. I know I heard him saying on Paul Italia's YouTube there that, you know, the bottom line is you can't fucking show up and beat even an off the couch Travis when you're 220 pounds, right? If you're not 250 pounds, right? I know Rob's going to say, yeah, well, you remember what I did?
No, not going to make it about me. You think I'm more of an egomaniac than I am. I'm really not. And I agree with what you're saying. So I'm just nodding and listening. I like the points you're making. So carry on.
Sorry, man. The button's always there. Anyways,
no, I'm not. It's not about me, dude. I'm really not a narcissist that wants the attention. And in a lot of ways, I wish there wasn't as much attention. It could go back to old school arm wrestling. I could be hidden under the radar, because sometimes being under the microscope is a very weird, difficult place that I'm not used to.
Yeah, so, well, I blame all of my drinking on social anxiety and me being a celebrity. Like, I just have to do it. Like, I just can't I can't people.
Right.
Without alcohol.
What you're saying, I agree with wholeheartedly. Like, I think it's a blend. And I said in the video, do I think it's the best Travis we've seen? No. And do I think it's a fall from grace? Yes. Do I think it's also Brandon is on a fucking tear and doing great? I don't want to be the guy that's refusing to give the guy his due diligence. Like, he looks great. He looks fit. He looks strong. He looks complete. And anytime somebody's competing that much, they're tournament ready all the time. They're always tournament fit and tournament ready. So, I mean, hey, fucking
the guy can do like fucking 51 arm push-ups.
Right.
That's fucking impressive.
Right.
I can't do 3. I can't do 1, but it sounds better if I say I can't do 3.
Right. Yeah, you leave the question mark open.
Right. But I mean, Travis, like, I'm assuming that Travis has some stuff coming up, and that's why he was taking this tune-up match that he got fucking tuned up for sure. But you know, with him wanting a match with Cody 6 months from now, right? You don't show up and lose to the top 220 guy and then go straight to the top open weight guy. He's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you see, the problem is in sports, especially combat sports, accolades will carry you, but they carry you so far until you start to slip. And then the more you slip, the more you start to lose integrity. And in combat sports, records matter. It doesn't even matter if you're old and retired and come out. Like, people remember that shit. Like, Muhammad Ali's last fight against a guy like Larry Holmes goes on his record. People remember it. It goes down as Larry Holmes beats Muhammad Ali. Now, in no historian books is Larry Holmes ever ranked over Muhammad Ali as an all-time GOAT or an all-time great. However, their only fight was once, and Larry Holmes beat him. But people know the conditioning, and they look at that stuff.
Yeah, he paid the price for that win, but either way,
you can't keep.
Now, you can look at a guy like Randy Couture, who's never ever fought not at that highest level, and his record's shit when you look at it. But he's still one of the greatest of all times.
Right. But if you start in a combat sport, if you start consistently picking up losses, you start to lose your value. And you, at some point in time, casual or not, Everybody loses. Everybody loses, and we'll even look at the people that are losing and be like, "You're a fucking warrior. You went out there and you did it, and you'll come back and learn." And if it happens again, that's like you'll keep learning. But then after it starts happening 3, 4, 5, 6 times, 8 times, and then years go in between, you start. There goes a time frame from like when it's not Sesame Street anymore. You're not learning anymore. You're washed up, bro.
Well, here's
So
the thing
it's
with
up to
Travis,
you.
though. He's been known to show up not giving a fuck all the time.
Right.
But, you know, to me, I was expecting Travis to show up better than, like, I believe I know exactly how good Brendan is. And he's fucking awesome. Like, he is ranked at the very top in that 220 list for a reason. But I was not expecting him to win this either. I was expecting Travis to show up.
It shouldn't have been close. If they both were having the best day of their lives, it shouldn't be close. Is Brandon the best 220 in North America? No. That's his ranking per Chance Shaw.
Well, who's better than him left-handed at 220?
Me.
At 220?
Yeah.
Left-handed?
Yeah. 100%.
How are you going to say something fucking stupid like that and expect me not to jump all over you for it?
I've won 1 million tournaments at that weight.
Yeah, because fucking that dude wasn't there. You are not beating.
I've pulled Brandon 3 times left-handed, and I'm 3-0 with him.
Yeah, 2 years ago when he wasn't that fucking good.
I'm not a fucking victim of when we pulled. I'm just saying, at least we have a record.
Sure.
How's that? 3 years ago, why was he the other one getting better and I wasn't?
Because you're 50 fucking years old.
Jesus Christ, now I'm 50?
Well, I mean, you're closer to 50 than you are to 20.
Why can't it just be 40, bro?
Because 50 is more fun to say.
Yeah, of course it is, you dickbag.
Either way, look, there comes a point where you
So let me tell you something. If I have a match with Brandon Alcesser, you're going to bet against me?
Yes. Left-handed, yes.
You're going to give me odds?
Unless somebody put enough money on the line where Rob decided his morals aren't that important anymore. And then no. But you show up natural against that guy, I got him.
I will have to revisit that conversation. I just can't see with the glaring weaknesses I've seen. The wrist dumps, I can't see somebody giving me a little bit of a foothold in a match and losing it. I can't. Can't be crowned the king when you haven't beaten the guys who have always beaten you. Right-handed, fuck that shit. Ain't no fucking way. Especially if I've got an ounce of off the couch. If I'm trained off the couch, I'm Big Willie. Let's just put it out there like that.
Yeah, I would favor you probably pretty heavily in a right-handed match. If I was, all the betting would go towards you right-handed. Left-handed, I got him.
All right. Yeah. Anyways,
like I said, now how much money would it actually take for you to sacrifice your morals on this?
What, to jump to the roids?
Yeah.
$50 grand.
What 50?
50 grand.
So for 50 grand, you're like, fuck it.
If somebody told me they want me to bust Ernie's ass and they're going to give me 6 months of training and get on the roids, they're going to give me a 50 grand guaranteed advance. But they need me to be the best me I could be. I could be bought.
So here it is. If you were getting like 20 grand to do the match and then 30 if you win, you showing up all jacked up or what?
For who?
Hermes.
Yeah. No, I'd have to do my homework, really. I'd have to do my homework.
What homework is there to do?
I'm very uneducated about these things. I just go by what I hear on like YouTube and TikTok.
Dude, there's no homework needed. It's fucking steroids. Take them, you get stronger.
Right. You just, listen, it'd probably be something.
I just sit around, drink beer, and arm wrestle, man. I'm the wrong guy to talk to about wanting to get on some fucking super cycle.
Would I be dumb enough to say that never is never? like I said in one of my other videos, never has always been something my father goes, never say never, Robbie, and he would laugh at me. And every time I said never, I think about my dad because he's proved me wrong. And as I get older and things take just longer to heal and I feel more achy and tired and bullshit, could I, if somebody came to me and was like, dude, I want to make 100,000 this year and be the professional arm wrestler and I want you to back my brand, but you got to win. That changes things for me. It does. But if somebody says, I'm gonna give you $1,000 to show up here and maybe win, $1,000, I make that my donut cart in fucking 2 hours. No, what the fuck is that? So you got it has to make sense.
Now, have you ever had like blood work done to see what your levels are at and shit?
No, I don't even go to doctors. I get scared when I go to doctors. I get weird. I get white coat syndrome. I'm an anxious fucking weird motherfucker.
Why are you such a pussy, man?
Because I am. So
nah, they're gonna take my blood, and I don't like needles. I don't.
No, it's actually not about needles. I just don't like being in doctors' offices. I don't know if it's something about, I don't know, from a past life or something. Just even like the vibe of the white coats and the scenes and the smells and everything. Everything about it makes me geek out. It makes me geek out. I don't like being in the doctor's office when I gotta get the flu vaccine or a shot or COVID test or anything. I don't like it. Like shots don't bother me. I'll take a shot in a second. I've done it. I got vaccinated. It's just something about, I get like white coat syndrome. I don't like it. I don't go to the hospital unless I'm dying.
I don't know. I would think that, well, I would suggest anybody, especially at your age, and this time I'm not taking a dig at how old you are ish, but you should have like your blood work done. Like you should get your shit checked when you're 30, get your shit checked when you're 40, you know, see where you're at. And I'll tell you, like I got put on TRT when I was like 25, you know, just I wasn't producing my own fucking testosterone. So here, take this, you'll feel better. It makes life better and not just stronger. I mean, everything. Yeah. Your energy
That's what
levels,
I struggle with, dude. I struggle with that because everyone I've talked to says the same thing. They're like, they sleep better, they feel more energetic.
I'm telling you, if your testosterone levels are low, you are living a lower quality of life. Now, the chances of your testosterone levels being super low in the shape you're in at your age is probably not very good. Like you're probably where you're supposed to be. You probably lived your life with a higher than average testosterone level. But there's no reason for you to not go get it checked, man. Like it's just dumb. And if you can bring yourself, like if you're even a little bit low and you bring that right back into normal, right, where it's supposed to be. And I'm not talking like a 25-year-old, just where you're supposed to be. If it is low, you will notice a difference in life. And you'll also notice a difference in strength.
I've talked to people extensively about it. And they said just in the quality of your sleep, your general motivation, everything, like even your day-to-day outlook on life, it even affects your psyche, your how you feel about like getting out of bed is different.
Yeah, your energy levels, your motivation, fucking dude, libido.
Yeah, well,
makes a difference. I know you keep popping out kids like a motherfucker. You probably don't have that issue.
No, but the truth is some of these things are struggles. It's just like I don't know if I just choose to be an ostrich and put my head in the sand about them, and I just don't want to like it's not the libido part, but just like I feel aches, pains, tired, unmotivated, depressed. You know,
well, yeah, that's part of being 50, though.
Exactly,
dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, knowing you the way I do, I would never suggest you start getting on that fucking rocket fuel shit. It's probably a bad idea. You're gonna end up in jail. Probably shouldn't do that. But you should get your shit checked and make sure that you're living in a healthy range. That's all.
Is it that good? Is it that good?
I don't know. I would never touch that fucking crazy stuff.
What the TRT, is it that good?
Changes your life, yeah. It definitely does. If so after a big event, when like I just don't want to train, I just want my body to rest, I stop taking my TRT that I'm supposed to be taking. And I come off of it for a month. And like I know that I'm off of it. I get on the table and I just don't even want to arm wrestle. It's just not that fun because shit's, you know, it hurts. I want to do it, But when I'm doing it, it's like, fuck, this isn't. And then you get your levels back where they're supposed to be. It's night and day difference.
Yeah, you feel a little more grit in your teeth, right? You feel a little more like get a little more aggression, a little more go.
Right. Like testosterone is the difference between a 60-year-old and a 20-year-old, right? Right. At 60 years old, you're not really that old. You can still do these things, just you don't want to.
You just don't have the go. Yeah, you have no get up and go.
So all of that, your energy levels, all of it, night and day difference. I would suggest to anybody at 30 years old or over, get your shit checked just to know where you're at.
Yeah, there's a point of me that's really afraid to let years pass where I ride this moral horse because I am on it. People can say what they want about me, but I'm on it, and I've ridden it for about 2 decades now as an adult. But I'm worried that I'm going to ride it all the way into the sunset and just let so many good years pass me by because of a compass that I believe is pointed north, and it's really spinning around in all directions.
Well, realistically, that's just fucking stupid. Why would you ever choose to live a lower quality of life? Look, you don't want to be
because
a cheater.
There's so many,
okay,
Evan,
so you don't fucking cheat. You put your fucking levels where they're supposed to be. You're still Evan, fucking lower than every other guy that's going to be actually doping.
There's really data out there. Really what it is there's data out there that you get some data that says it's the fountain of youth, and some data says, like, if you don't need it, definitely don't do it because you'll fucking die. And I know that's...
Look, I'm not saying to fucking get jacked out of your fucking mind. I think that's a terrible idea for a guy like you. Yeah, you already have your fucking temperament issues as is, and
I resemble that remark.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it. That's why you number your feathers. But yeah, just you should have your shit checked, and you should at the very least have it where it's supposed to be for your living, right? Like anything else, there's no moral or logical argument you can make against that. That's correct. Like you're just fucking wrong, and you're stubborn as fuck if you don't.
So if I get on TRT and get myself all back to fucking 20 years old again, am I beating Brandon left-handed?
Well, I would have to know what your levels are at right now, and I really don't know exactly what levels they're supposed to be at. Like seriously, I get my blood work done. I talk to the doctor. He tells me, okay, this is what you're supposed to take now. Okay. Like I don't know enough about it. I do know the result difference, and that if I take
is it that dramatic? Do you really feel it?
Dude, it's whatever, man. It's night and fucking day.
No, I'm genuinely, I'm not being like a prick. I'm super curious.
Yeah, I fucking said it like 4 fucking times now. Night and day difference.
I know, but I like it repeated because I'm super curious because people say it and I think it comes off easy, but it's that big a deal. Just TRT is that big a deal, huh?
Yes, having your testosterone levels where they're supposed to be. And I'll tell you this, so after these big events, I may purposely stop taking it a little bit and then go through this fucking big downslope so that I can be just a little bit higher than I'm supposed to be on competition day. And it makes a fucking difference. And I'm talking like baby amounts. When I talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about, they kind of laugh at me like, dude, that's not taking steroids. Like, well, okay. Well, it makes a difference. Anyways, we got another super chat here. Robert Gould with $9.99 would love to see Rob at least on TRT. It really makes you feel so much better when you're close to 40. If you need it, yes, it does.
Yeah, but Robert Gould. Look,
your doctor's not going to put you on TRT if you're where you're supposed to be, right?
Right.
So go get your shit tested. If you're not supposed to be on it, they won't put you on it. That simple. Wow, there's a lot of deleted messages. Like, Alan, you gotta like fucking block this guy. Do your fucking moderator job, Alan. Fuck. Robert Gould, $4.99. TRT has changed my life completely. More motivation physically and mentally. I heal after workouts, way faster, better sex, more energy, feel stronger. And that is a fucking fact. The sex is better, the energy is better, you feel stronger, you feel better. You wake up in the morning, you don't want to just fucking lay in bed because you don't fucking want to get out of bed. And as far as working out goes, you can just, that's why people do it. You don't just take steroids and all of a sudden you're stronger. Although, yeah, it makes a difference. I think the real benefit is for the guys whenever they can work out just as hard tomorrow as they did today. Because your recovery and everything else is that. Now, you still need to have your diet and all of this other stuff, right?
Right.
You're a smart guy. You know how to read as long as it's like before noon and you can still see straight.
Motherfucker, don't make me the drunk here.
What? Dude, I drink more beer than you. That doesn't mean I drink more than you.
Touche. But you can still formulate a thought.
Look, I'm not one of those guys that's going to get all judgy on you. I don't give two fucks. Actually, I prefer it when you're drinking. You kind of piss me off when you won't drink. Here I am drinking all by myself, and you won't drink because you got to pull Alan Ford tomorrow. I'm not talking about today.
Oh, well, fuck, man.
You wouldn't even drink Caesars all the way in Canada.
I went to Canada and had the whole country against me. I had to beat Alan with the hustle strap and the fucking whole country against me.
Yeah, they were using the old hustle strap, but you got the good side.
When he beat me and said, fuck you, second round, he was on the good strap. I beat him round 1 out of the straps.
You beat him round 1, 3, and 5. He beat you on 2 and 4. I don't think the strap had anything to do with round 5. It was whoever engaged first was going to win that because your
round 1 and 5. Round 1 and 5 were no strap.
Right.
The third round
5, the strap didn't matter though. Neither of you had a fucking ounce left in your arms. First person to go was going to win. I was trying to tell
Alan. He doesn't have a different lane. I have a shoulder. Round 1, dude, I pushed at him too.
Alan knows how to use his shoulder. That's all he did when he started. And I was trying to convince him, Alan, fuck trying to arm wrestle. Don't worry about hook. Don't worry about top roll. Don't worry about your hand. Just move straight towards that pin line as fast as you can. Both of you guys are fucked. Whoever goes first is going to win this round. You guys are fucking dead. And he tried to arm wrestle, and you just said, fuck it, and went straight to the pack.
That strap was a definite skewer of results. Not for me, for the sport of arm wrestling. That strap with the buckle that way.
Brzezinski mask the same day.
Yeah.
Went 3-2. Whoever had the buckle lost.
Every pin came from the non-buckle side.
Right. I mean, that was always the case. When I had my super match with Worley in New York, when they called me and asked me if I wanted to do a match with him, absolutely. Left-handed, I'd love to pull Worley. I think that's a great match. But I want to know the rules. Specifically, are we using the fair strap? Or are we using
Did you beat him?
I did, 3-0.
You beat him 3-0?
Yeah.
That's a good win.
But I told them, like, look, I am not interested in going down to New York to pull Daniel Worley. If you're using the old strap system, if we're not doing the fair strap, I don't want to do it. Now, I don't want to be like a prima donna where I need to get my way or I'm not doing anything. But honest to God, if we're doing the old strap style system and you got 2 strap pullers, we can flip the coin right here, right now on a fucking video call and declare a winner. It's going to happen that way. When 2 guys are that close.
Yeah, unless you're just a ridiculous different level than that person, you can scoop them even when they got the hustle strap.
Or like you go into the hook instead of going the straps on those
I would say even like something as large as like a 20% difference in strength with the way the straps were, it could be equated.
And 20 is a fucking huge margin.
20 is difference of a collegiate.
I don't think you're ever actually going to see a match between 2 guys that's 20%. 20% is crazy. Look, 5% is a big difference in a real match, right?
Huge.
But yeah, that old strap style, it made you. We've got to see a lot of wins that would never ever fucking happen in a fair strap.
Agreed.
Anyways, man, I got to take a piss. Go off on something.
All right. Well, I don't have fucking Evan's chat here, but I'm here with the pig, and he's a good guy.
Yeah. Go off on the pig shirts.
Oh, the pig shirts.
Yeah, tell people how to get those.
So I got the pig shirts. You guys got to check out so I can get to Dubai. I know people are going off on the pig shirt going, aren't you paid to go to Dubai? Kind of. But but it's more or less so I can focus on the training and shit like that. And really, you're getting a cool ass shirt. The Big Red Rocket. If you know what the Big Red Rocket is, it means boner time. Like when you do something good, it's Red Rocket time. If you do something that's a big lift, a big win, it's fucking Red Rocket time. Bam! It's like a red rocket when you see your dog doing things outside that he shouldn't be doing, and you hit him with the garden hose and he doesn't stop doing it. And you're like, fucking Fido, stop fucking that cat. And you try to spray him down, but he keeps doing it. But anyways, the Red Rocket's prevalent. It's real. It comes out even when you don't like it. And it means excitement. And then we got a pig that's synonymous with my podcast. I don't know how. I'm in my daughter's room. And then the pig brings nothing but joy and positivity and love. Unlike me, who's a dark, negative soul, the fucking pig riding a red rocket. You gotta buy those shirts so we can have a great trips in Dubai and memories together. But also, there's a shirt coming out. We're just fucking around. I'm not really even fucking taking this shit seriously, but we made a shirt that I think is really actually nice to commemorate the Dubai moment. So stay tuned. Rocket Pig.
I love that fucking rocket pig. I saw that shirt. It's amazing. And
it's very phallic.
Troll account is about this red rocket pig. Fucking hilarious. Evan Burgoyne is arm wrestling therapist, free counseling. That's hilarious. What the fuck? Man, true I don't know. I'm seeing comments in here about Alan Ford going off and shit, but there's too much. There's too many people talking. I can't keep up with like the whole fucking chat.
Yeah, man. Like that. I think when someone says like you're arm wrestling therapist, I do think it's easily for guys like us to get misunderstood because we're like party time type like beer drinking dudes, and it's easy to think that we're like Neanderthal fucking low IQ type people that we don't have an understanding of sport just because we choose to partake in having fun in another direction, or low IQ in life. Like we don't have an understanding about life or people or, human connection just because we like to drink a couple beers. God fucking forbid you drink a couple beers. Next thing you know, you're sliding for life by being a fucking Neanderthal. Jesus H. Christ.
Wow. To be fair, though, we are half Neanderthal. Like, physically, we do have some similarities with the whole caveman. Fucking, we do what we want to do because we want to do it. Right? It's
like, how'd you get your wife? You're married now, right?
I was.
Not anymore?
No, thanks for bringing it up. It's not sensitive or nothing.
Well, moving on. So now you're single and you're living in a shed. Wow. Well, the next girl you see climbing by your shed, you will probably club her in the head and take her inside and tell her a cool story.
Also, just so you know, I don't know if I'm sure you already know this, Rob, but anybody in the comment section here, when you hit the girl with the club, when you drag her back to the cave or trailer in my situation, grab them by the hair to drag them. If you grab them by the ankle and drag them, you're going to fill them all up full of sand. You're not going to have that much fun later.
That is what you call a life hack. That is a predator's life hack. Very good, Evan. I like that.
It's not my first barbecue, man.
Right. Yeah. You can deal with them without hair. They're workable, but full of sand.
Dude, if you have the full handful of hair, man, you're not pulling any of it out. You're just dragging them around. Well, it depends on how big they are. But if they're real big, you're going to be too tired once you get there anyways.
Yeah, think about that. Your quads are going to be fucking on fire.
It's like, fuck, I just dragged a 400-pound woolly mammoth back to my fucking cave here.
Yeah.
Once I get it there, it's all full of sand, and I'm too tired to do anything with it anyways.
It's like Buffalo Bill when he was in the Silence of the Lambs. He's like, "Hey, are you about a size 14?" He's like, "Whoa." Jesus. This took a weird turn. Are we talking about arm wrestling anymore? Something about arm wrestling I thought we were talking about.
Well, I mean, we talking about you having women's tennis. Who knows?
You're talking about you having women's scalps in your basement.
No, I said if you grab all the hair, another pulls out. Oh, you don't even.
All right. I gotcha.
Man, sometimes on Beers with Bad Company, we don't stay on script.
No.
You did get the email of the topics we're covering, right?
Yeah. I saw something about Jesus A la the kids in China that are starving and some tsunami relief, but I really ventured
Okay,
off
to
it.
all the
I'm
people in
sorry.
the chat, I did not send an email that had any of that. He is full of shit.
No?
So, you know what we haven't really covered was East versus West. That's coming
Ooh,
up
I
fairly
like this
soon,
one.
and it's a big one.
I like this one.
And you are a lot more educated in the ways of the Eastern pullers than I am. I know
Okay.
a few of the guys, right? And I don't know how to
a
pronounce
lot
any of their
about
fucking
Eastern
names.
pullers. I know a lot about Eastern propaganda. I don't necessarily know about Eastern pullers.
Well, you know more of them than I fucking do, I'll tell you that.
All right. So fire at will. Fire.
So who are the top matches?
I think they're talking
Brazil
about
pulling.
well, who the fuck is over there? It's so eventful. I can't think of one match.
Brzezinski is pulling Zola.
You know, I'm going to take Zolov in that.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
I think that through the years, now Zolov has always been a complete puller, but he's been so one-laned that all he did was hook. All he did was just sweep, and it was so successful that he was comfortable there. But only once he got stopped did he have to rethink it, which is why he came back against Todd Hutchings, and he had a really nice crisp top roll. Now, this is going to depend on the John that shows up as well. Because
John's down to 230. He's supposed to make 225 for this match.
Okay. So
he's lost 20 pounds.
You got to remember now, we did see John in a dogfight with Dmitry Kachin, which I don't know who Dmitry Kachin is. He might be a super bad motherfucker. He might be a medium bad motherfucker. He might be a soft-boiled egg motherfucker.
Chance, then Dmitry, then Paulin?
Right.
Okay. But I mean, this is on his way up, right? Like,
right.
We just kept seeing him keep getting better and better and better. I don't think any of those matches have.
What I'm saying is, at that weight, do I think right now Don Brzezinski is on the steady progression train? I think after Devin, he kind of like chilled the fuck out, and he's just chilling. Of course, and I just think he's chilling. And this is not a Brzezinski hate train. Sometimes people get it misconstrued when I make a prediction that I have a beef with John. I have zero beef with John. Zero. If John's got a beef with what I say, then that's on John. You could ask him why. It's not a me thing. I have no beef with John. All I'm doing is giving you my honest opinion. And I at 225, he didn't even make 225 against Paul Lynn, as far as I understand, which I think they were supposed to pull at 225. He was too big. If they pull at 225, he had a problem with Dmitry Kachin, and Zoloev is, at this age, at this time, at this form, I think I wouldn't bet my house on it. I would have bet my kids on it. If you told me Zoloev beat him, I would not be surprised.
So score.
I'll give it a point flip.
Score.
50-50.
Best of 5. What's the score?
3-2.
For Zoloev.
John's one of those
guys. It seems like the more you think about it, the less you want to pick Zoloev.
No, because John is a guy who's an intellect, and once he figures it out, he's got it. But I do think that Zoloev is entrenched in this culture since he's a little boy, and he's also of that mindset. You know what? 3-2, John.
So, I don't think so. If it's going to go 3-2, I would see Zoloev. But I'm leaning a lot closer towards a 3-0 John. Just because Zoloev, that hook that he was afraid to go in with Hutchins, and we saw why, I don't think he's going to have any more success against John in a hook.
But that hook wasn't like far off. It was tit for tat.
I still don't think he's going to have any more success against John in that hook than he did with Hutchins.
But what I did see is through the years,
there is a big difference between John and Todd when it comes to the hand. And I don't think any of that hand is going to work at all against John. And I do have a beef with John. I refer to him as John blah, blah, blah. I am a high hooker, and Brzezinski is a dirty word. But I still think John wins this match 3-0. if Zoloev starts getting it into a dogfight, I favor him. And then I would have him coming back and winning 3-2, but I would go with John 3-0.
On the hand situation, I agree wholeheartedly, except through the years, I do not know why, what, or how, what the recipe is, but John's wrist has seemed to be a little softer than years past. In
Didn't look
every
that
match,
fucking soft against Devin.
he was flat when he pushed through Devin. He pulled through
Right,
flat.
but this is a 285-pound Devin that is strong.
But with
as
Dimitri
fuck.
Kachin, it got kicked. With
I
Paul
think
Lynn,
that match
kicked.
was a fucking sham. I think John was just playing and letting it go out.
What about
and
Paul Lynn? It got kicked. Chance Shara got kicked.
Yeah. Look, it got once. I really think he was just like checking shit out, seeing what happened.
Well, you're talking
realized,
about
okay.
You're talking about Zoloev, who is one of the winningest people.
Right, but you don't go into a match with Zoloev like you would against Dimitri Kachin.
I just
Paul
don't
Lynn.
think
Look, Paul Lynn is
wrist,
a fucking great arm wrestler. He's a
I
strong
don't think
guy.
you let your
But you
wrist
don't go
go
into a match against Zoloev the same way you do against Paul Lynn. It's not the same fucking thing. You are showing up at your very best, and you are not trying to find out what they have. You are trying to
So
win.
you think he let his wrist go? You think he went
I don't think he let his wrist go. I think he let the guys attack.
Line where they give away hands for free.
No,
free
I don't
hands
think he
here.
just gave his hand up. I think he just let the guy attack to see what he had. I think he
Okay.
wanted to know, and he was like, ended up out here, but he was still comfy. He was like, yeah, okay, this is fine. We can work with this. It's not that big of a deal. That's what I thought. That's what I saw happening.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Whatever.
Then if his wrist isn't up for grabs, I go John 3-0.
I don't think it will be.
I saw the wrist crack. I think that's problems.
It might be. It might be. I could be wrong. It's happened before in my life.
Right.
It's happened. Here I am living in a trailer. We'd
all be millionaires at the lottery.
Right. Life's not fair. That's why condoms are made in different sizes. So, moving on, we got Michael Todd, Gennady Kvikdinia.
Michael Todd, easy.
3-0. Then we got Todd Hutchins and Jordan Sonev.
Todd, easy.
I also got Todd in that, losing his hand. If he's smart enough.
I think Jordan likes to come in.
He does, but nobody likes to come in against Hutchins.
So
you're going to see the same stylistic changes.
He's going to do something that's like unorthodox for him. He's a good puller. Jordan's a great puller, but he's going to be doing some weird donkey shit that's not his money move. He's going to be switching to a sidearm.
Right, but you can switch to that, and you've always got the option of coming right back to your go-to.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to do it, Todd.
So I would think that he's going to come out the first hand. Todd's hand's going to go. If Todd's smart enough to let go to straps, we're going to see Todd hang on and then come through and then just start running away with it.
Just running him, yeah. Todd's going to win that easy.
So we're coming from the top down. So I actually started as a co-main event. It was Michael Todd and Gennady and me and Schoolboy as the co-main.
You and Schoolboy.
But every time they start adding more matches, me and Schoolboy. Every time they start adding, John Brzezinski in a match, I get pushed. So we're gonna
go predictions on you and Schoolboy.
Yeah, well, let's hear it.
I think you're gonna catch a heater at least once or twice in the beginning. I think it's gonna take you a hot minute to realize that instead of fucking around, I think you can make your life real easy if you just chop and commit your shoulder and eat it. And you may take an L, but I think if you try to avoid chopping like that, you'll take more L's than necessary. If you chop and commit your shoulder, I think you can freeze them up after one loss, maybe not at all. But if you try to avoid it, you might take 3 in a row. But if you're smart, you could sweep them. It just depends on how you pull them.
Well,
you're very contrasting.
Is heavily going to depend on what I feel when I get there. Right now, I've done my homework. I've seen what there is to see out there on him, and I've seen guys take his hand and turn him inside. I don't think any of the guys that are doing either of these things are better than me at either of those. I believe that I can get it done everywhere. If I have the option, I would really like to take his hand first, because that's going to make every subsequent round easier.
Right.
So
right.
there is the possibility where I feel like I might be able to get it, and I go for it and don't get it, and I lose that first one, and then I've got to start making adjustments and looking for other routes. But if I have the option of taking his hand, that's the one I want.
Oh, 100%.
We're gonna find out when we get there. But
you guys are very different, very unique skeletons, very unique styles, how you like to do it. I do think as an approach from even training with you and pulling him, if you set up high-handed the way you did with Jeff Dabe, you could make it an easy day.
Well,
but if you fight that notion, you could make it a very difficult day.
Well, here's the thing. If there is, look, I am not an idiot, but I'm an idiot. So we never know what I'm going to do. I'm going to feel it out. I'm going to go with whatever feels best, and then we'll make adjustments from there. We'll see how it plays out. But I'm not flying across the fucking world to lose to this kid, right? That's not in the game plan. I'm doing the preparation that I need to do. Right. I'm going to make him
schoolboy.
He's going to be school bitch when I'm done. I am going to.
He's not a school dude. He's not a school fucking.
I don't care how I win. If I got to do it on fucking fouls, hanging out here and fucking pushing him off the back of the pad, I'm going to do what I got to do to win. At the end of the day, I see me winning. I don't care how. And I've played this match out a million fucking times. And I've seen this from 3-0 to 5-0, because Alex actually wants to see this match go the full 5 rounds, not best 3 out of 5. All
Alex
5.
Who? Alex. His brother. Huh? Oh.
Yeah. So Ingen said this is the only match that we might actually do a full 5 no matter what, because of the stakings and the shutout stakings, that Schoolboy wants to just crush me 3 times, and then he wants to go into a hook and let me put my shoulder in and see what's up. So if they want to go full 5, I'm good with going all 5. I don't care. It just means I get to beat him.
I would say don't even try to cup. Exactly like you're doing this.
Yeah, no, look, if we make this my arm against your arm, I don't give a fuck what your hand's doing. If I can get enough arm against you,
just put this right on his wrist.
Yeah, if we get there, I really don't give a fuck if my hand is in or out. If my wrist is against your wrist, I'm okay. I'm
USA all the way. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I'm Canadian, though, you fuck. Anyways, so moving on. As we go, what are the rest of the matches? Cody Merritt and Artem Morozov.
I don't know who Artem Morozov is, but with Cody Merritt's run, I am assuming it's left-handed.
Yes.
And with his run and what I've been seeing of him lately, motherfucker, it's hard to bet against the guy.
So Morozov is like this 24-year-old Kazakhstan dude or something. Dude, he is fucking yoked. He's huge. He's like 260 pounds and fucking shredded. And he's just a fucking destroyer. Left-handed, fuck. I got Artem. And then right-handed is Marcio versus Morozov.
Can't bet against Marcio either.
Morozov's not as good right-handed as he is left, but I don't think Marcio's right's as good as Cody's left.
Oh, I do. Oh, it's better.
Better than Cody's left. Cody's left's number 1 in North America. Marcio's right is like 8th.
Cody's left isn't really the best in North America, though.
Whose is better?
It's privy to who he's pulling, buddy. He got into a war with Robbie Topi. And guys like Christian Binney and Travis Bajor went pop, 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 like fucking popcorn.
Right. He broke his arm in round 1.
Who?
Cody.
But I'm saying, like,
his arm broke in round one,
like
and then
we're
he's just
talking about
finished
people like
the
they
war.
don't exist. Like, these people do walk the earth.
Sure, and when the ref says
In North
go,
America,
and
you
you
fucking
go,
North America,
and your
do
bone
you think that
snaps
Cody
in
could beat
half, it's
Devin?
going to change that
Could
fucking
Cody beat
match.
Devin? Could Cody beat
Dude,
Devin
when
or Ryan
you get
Espy?
presented with information like his arm broke in round one on go, how the fuck can you even argue?
And you said best in North America. Could he beat Espy or Devin?
Yes.
Well,
Look,
riddle me that shit.
Ryan Espy is a fat, useless fuck that can't beat anybody.
Okay, what about Devin?
He doesn't even train his left. I beat Devin's left.
We've lost all communication. Ground control, this is Major Tom coming in hot. We're in a fucking disastrous situation.
All right. Moving off of Cody Merritt.
Okay.
Run
I don't
back.
know. No, listen, asterisk. Cody is doing amazing things, for sure. Do I think he's the best left in North America? I do not. It's unfortunate that I have to say that. I think he is doing amazing. He represents America as the world champ from the WAF. But do I think he's the best? If we put all the best guys really, and they said $1 million tournament, everyone get your best form, best guys in North America, who's the best left hand? Do I think Cody Merritt wins it, or is the favorite? No. Moving on.
I don't know.
I do, and I'm saying no.
Who's Ron Bath pulling? Effie?
That's interesting. Is it right hand or left hand?
He's got to match right and left against two different guys.
Effie,
I would have to pull
right
up the
hand.
list.
Effie right hand is interesting because Effie is a fucking house. Because I think he was a lot lighter, and then he pulled Herman Stevens. He was a fucking house, and I was like, holy shit, this dude's like super real. And any of those Turkish guys, the truth is they got an incredible team, man. They're all really good, and they're schooled up right from the get-go. They're one of those guys that are like you guys. They're like the high hookers. They get a fucking schooling and a collegiate level programming right from the go, and they're good, and they've got high level training from the get. And Effie looks super real, man. And I'm very curious to see him and Ron Mouth is very exciting because he pulled Herman, but he was like 260 and Herman was like 220. So Ron's looking like a house, but who knows where Ron really is? That's interesting.
Well, Ron's one of those guys where we see him show up looking fucking awesome and showing up not.
Right. Yeah, there are peaks and valleys nowadays. That's the age thing.
There's a lot of matches on the East versus West that I don't know a lot of the guys. I think, is it Effie that's pulling Ron right and Brita left? Fuck, I'd have to pull up the list.
Brita's been doing really good left-handed.
No, Brita's left looks fucking awesome. If he didn't have that stupid fucking mustache, I would always vote for him, but he does.
Either grow the beard or shave it all.
Man, it's really hard to call any other. I got John, Todd, Mike, and me winning, and then like everything else, I'm pretty sure Ingen has stacked against the West.
I would absolutely love it. That's about a month, right? It's about a month.
Yeah, it'll be a month from like in 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how that pans out. That'd be great to see Western sweep. Because I know a lot of these cards are stacked to.
What about Chance Shaw and Cedrus?
Oh God, fuck me. I'm not. I'm not a real believer that he's of the level that is being cast out there. I think this is a very good internet situation.
Well, you're gonna fucking learn something real quick. Either Chance is or isn't. And
I just think Sanders is a big, bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he is. He is. Chance has one really good move.
But I don't think his move would work on Cedrus. Sanders is listen, I was in England and I saw Cedrus in person. And he's one of those dudes, like, you don't see people online and you're like, oh yeah, they're a big guy, I guess. It's like Kerdeka. And then you see him in person, you're like, oh, that's a motherfucker. Listen, Sanders is one of those dudes. It's like Giannis, if Giannis ate the Mario mushroom and gained like fucking 100 pounds and about a foot and a half on him. Dude's a fucking house. And
it's going to be fun to see.
But I watched him arm wrestle, and he's comfortable on the table. He's not unathletic. He's comfortable in a deep bone hook, in a press, in a top roll, everywhere. And I just think that, like, when I extrapolate watching Corey West train with Chance Shaw, I think Sanders is going to be all of that.
It's without seeing it, it's hard to tell. And there really is a lack of East versus West competition that I'm really glad England is putting on these events, because the North American fan base just doesn't know anything about a lot of these dudes. And we should, because they are some of the top guys in the world. Like, chances are, if I can't pronounce your name, I don't think I can beat you. You know?
Let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away.
I'm not bad at what I do. I know how to do things. Okay. Right. But if I don't know how to pronounce your name, I'm not going to bet money on me. Like, I don't know who you are. Right. And if I can't say it, I'm not going to.
I mean, there's no doubt there's a whole world of incredible programming and incredible athletes.
I would say the higher level of average is much higher over there than it is here.
Right.
But that doesn't mean our top guys can't hang with their top guys.
Or another way of putting it is their number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 through 50 is way closer to number 1 than our number 3 guy is.
Yeah.
Their 50 guy is like so close to taking the number 1 spot, where our number 4 guy might be 3 years away.
Yeah, like there's different fucking levels, and I don't know if it's what's in their water or what's in their injections, but or maybe just they fucking actually train like athletes, and most of our guys are like us, where we fucking, you know, we do our day-to-day life, and arm wrestling is something that we do because we love it.
Right.
You know, if somebody came to me and said, hey, I'm paying you $100,000 a year, and you're going to follow this training program, and you're going to go to this tournament, and this tournament every year. Like, okay, well, if that is now a full-time lucrative career for me, right, I'm fucking in. And I guarantee you're going to see a better version of me than you will otherwise.
Right.
Like,
Evan doesn't have to worry about getting on roofs. He doesn't have to worry about getting his work boots on. Your job is to wake up and be strong.
Right. So
that's different.
There's a big difference in athleticism in a lot of areas. Like, we don't have government subsidies for any sports, right? Where they're like, look, motherfucker, if you're good, we'll take care of you. So there's a big difference between the East and the West, especially in that. But our top guys still are coming to hang. Speaking of our top versus their top, I would just like to throw this out here before we get into this next conversation. But the strongest guys in the world when it comes to arm wrestling, their names are Levin, Devin, and Evan. And Rob's a piece of shit.
You're a super chat.
Okay, before you go on any further here, super chat from Power Rangers. RVJ, did you see the call out from Brandon? I'm assuming they're talking about Alcesser?
Yeah.
Was that a thing? Because we were talking about that earlier, but I didn't know that.
I didn't really get to see it. I got tagged in it. I heard about it, and I'm intrigued.
Was that call out was on Facebook before the Travis match, though?
I think it was after it. After Travis, he was feeling hypey, and they put him on an interview, and next thing you know, he's. I guess I didn't watch it, but from what I figured was.
But did he not have like a call out post somewhere before saying his dream?
Oh yeah. He's talked about pulling me in the past.
Well, who doesn't want to? I mean, Mullen Hill's been after you. Everybody's been after you.
Right.
Pull anybody that's coming up because you're
and it's the natural curve. I guess people, you know, when I was doing my thing, I wanted the guy who was the guy. So I guess it's natural. I saw it. I just can't commit because right now even get my mind around going to fucking Dubai is like a struggle. So I'll take a left-hand match maybe in between. Right-handed, I gotta lay low.
Why?
Why right-handed lay low?
Yeah.
Because I'm doing my thing, man. Like keeping it a secret. What's gonna come out of this thing is gonna be fucking like when they told the Japs, they were like, "We're gonna drop a fucking nuke on you, an A bomb on you that's gonna obliterate your town." They're like, "You don't have that technology." They're like, "Okay,
So are you like
watch
training
this."
really hard? You're like, we're gonna see like the biggest, best, baddest version of Rob, or what?
I I'm not gonna telegraph any punches, but I think you're gonna see something that you guys are gonna go, okay, okay. See, I could sit here and sell you on the car. I could tell you all its features and everything, and you might think about buying it. But then when I pull the car up and it's all waxed and shiny, I put you for a ride and sling you back in the seat and hit 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. You go, oh fuck, sold. So I don't want to sit here and telegraph any punches. I'm going to show up in good shape. I'll be a person that y'all haven't seen in a long time.
If you lose to Bowen, you have to come on my show again and get drunk and listen to me just tear you a new asshole for 2 hours straight.
No, I won't do that.
You have to do it.
But
if you win, you can come on my show and just laugh about how badly you fucked Ryan over.
I won't have to.
Either way, after the match, I want you on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It will all be done there. That guy will know. There will be 0 question marks. If I beat him, there will be 0 question marks when I do, because he will have felt every ounce of fucking failure.
Well, I hope this match goes down. And I really, really don't want it to be just an easy one-sided match because they're not as much fun to watch. It would just be great if it was a fucking war. Just
oh yeah, that little slimy motherfucker probably has a lane where he can lean back on something and do something stupid and have a prayer. But
hey, man, if you get a chance that you can come up to Canada, or maybe I can even come down to the States, I'm very familiar with exactly how he pulls. And if we can get a practice in together, I'm going to be rooting for home team.
You'll leave it in a month. How long are you training till?
Not much longer. I don't have a whole lot of
2 weeks
ish.
Even light. Like if I came up and visited you guys in 2 weeks,
we'd be able to play around. I wouldn't be going real hard with you. I mean, my left hand can just do whatever the fuck it wants.
Just play the setup with me.
Yeah, for sure. And Maltville is also really familiar and really good at the same motions, because Brandon was getting ready for a match against Ryan. So I was doing a lot
about that. Yeah. I was
doing a lot of fucking, sparring partner for him for that.
As long as we know just about the setups and the bullshit and even there's certain things with just like body lines and shit. Just how you fucking line up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we'll work on that. But honestly, in like the next week
what's
or
the
two,
date of your match?
End of March.
End of March.
So like a month.
Even once I get back, it's still
beginning of March, out. Right? We could do the beginning of March even.
Yeah. End of February, early March. Yeah, absolutely. Now we can plan that out to be like the end of your training camp, like your last real hard hurrah,
right?
Before it's just lightweight
taper down
recovery before the event.
Perfect.
Yeah, for sure we could do that. So Devin Levon, real quick.
Yeah.
What do you got?
My thoughts? I said something on I think it was Arm Wrestling Uncensored. I was like, picture being in a time when there was big fucking Aborigines saw these giant wildebeests running across the fucking plains.
Yeah, you fucking suck it real quick.
I suck it?
Yeah, I said, do this real quick, and you're like, story time.
Oh, okay. No, okay. I do think that I think Devin could catch him. And if he catches him, he wins everything consecutively. The thing is when does he catch him? That's the question mark that I do not know.
I say the first time he gets a full hard stop isn't until round 6 or doesn't happen at all. I think Devin's fucked.
I think it depends on we're seeing different variations of Devin.
I don't think it matters if Devin shows up at 300. I really don't. I think
I do. I think it
I
matters.
think this is just too big of a beast that we just haven't seen. Devin can show up the very best he's ever shown up in his life. I still don't think he gets it done. I also don't really think Devin's going to show up the very best he's showed up in his life. He's in a different place, man. Like, I don't know if it's because he made too much money this year. And he just maybe
that can happen. They can make
age
soft,
and injuries catching up to him. He just doesn't want to train as hard. He's a lot more. It's a lot more often that you will see him sitting in the corner, just relaxing, shooting the shit, having conversations at practice than ever before.
Right.
You know,
so
he's always been the guy that's on the table at the beginning of the practice. He's the last guy off the table. He doesn't leave the table. He just loves arm wrestling. And he doesn't seem as keen on training that hard anymore.
Yeah, I'm in the camp. It's like, I think Levon is the heavy favorite. I'm hopeful that if he gets the stop, but if he does get the stop, Devin will play it like he did Pushkar, which seemed impossible. But it just depends on where, when, how, if. I wouldn't go betting any money on it. And I wouldn't be betting money against it because honestly, Levon still is a mystery to the masses. He competes in a field that he's comfortable in. And that's not saying he's not as good as he is. It's saying that he competes in a field that's we can't gauge on.
I don't know, man. I just think the dude is just like, fuck. Like, that's just too much to deal with. This is like, Dennis is a fucking monster, right? But this is like, fuck, another 100 fucking pounds of arm wrestling machine.
Yeah, it's different though.
It's Dennis fucking ridiculous.
Abs.
Like,
Dennis had fucking abs. Fucking Levon has flabs.
Right, but go look at any of the world's strongest men. How many of those motherfuckers are like shredded? None of them.
Myers Pujanowski is probably the most dominant.
Right, but you're fucking, when your gut sticks way out in front of you, yeah, they're abs, but I mean, you're not.
I personally think the strongest Dennis versus the strongest Levon, Dennis wins. Personally.
Left, not right.
Both.
No. Look, Dennis, even in his heyday, was losing to a lot of people. Like,
no.
Yeah.
Only one or two guys.
That's a lot more than fucking Levon's losing to.
He doesn't have those guys that Dennis lost to around anymore. Like a super jacked up 250 Arson.
Right. So you think the level of arm wrestling was better back in the day? That is not the way it goes in any combat sport.
You're talking back in the day. It's only like
I am
5 years
positive that you will agree with me that combat sports evolve as time goes on.
Yeah, but you're talking
especially in a non-tested fucking place where not only does the combat and the training evolve, but so does the fucking supplementation.
Yeah, but the athletes are now thinned out because they're like only top 8, like only those guys. It's like Levon versus this guy, Levon versus this guy. It's not Levon against the world. It's do I think that there's an Arson running around right now or a Pushkar running around right now? No, I don't.
No, but that doesn't mean that Pushkar was going to beat Levon.
I think he would have.
Maybe, but I don't think
if
so.
he pushed hard and put him on his arm and got out of that hand, I think he would have, as would Arson.
I don't know, man. Like, you saw what just happened to Chafee.
I think Vitali's going to beat him this year.
Now, Vitaly is another different type of fucking monster. That is a legitimate fucking giant. Like, that dude's what, 6'9"? And how old is he? Like 27, 28?
In Russian years, I heard that's like 50.
I don't know. He still looks young, and he looks like he's got a long way to fucking go still. And he just keeps fucking growing. Now, I don't know if it's the water in Russia or what the fuck, but if that dude stays on that same fucking progression in another 3 or 4 years, I think Vitaly is going to set that new standard to which everybody says can't be reached.
Which is where we're at now. We were there with Saiplenko. We were there with Pushkar. We were there with Voda. Then we went to Pushkar. Then we went to this guy. Then we went to that guy. And it'll keep
Right,
going.
but it still stays the same where that next level is just higher.
I don't think Levan's level's higher. I just think it changed hands. I do think the best Saiplenkov would have beat, because Levan's got a problem with finishing strength if he can't take someone's hand. However,
I don't know, man. It's tough to fucking say. It's tough to say. Either way, it's going to be great to actually watch it all fucking play out.
You're going to be there firsthand,
super excited to see all this.
You're going to be there. Do your thing. Right now, you got that Charlie Bronson thing. Do you ever see Bronson with Tom Hardy?
Yeah.
I just love that movie.
Yeah.
You got that very Bronson thing. You got the fucking tats and the wife beater and a little more beard, but you got that Charlie Bronson thing with Tom Hardy. I love that.
It's not a wife beater, man. I'm here to party.
Okay, all right. I like it. But you got that very Charlie Bronson thing from the fucking banger from England with Tom Hardy. I love that show, that movie. Do you, man? Go do your thing. You know the plan. Get it done and do one for the West.
That's a plan. And you and I got to get together again on one of these again, either 100%. Your channel or mine.
Yep.
It's always a great time catching up with you. But yes, if you can make it up before I'm done training for Schoolboy, that would be fantastic.
100%.
If not, we definitely got to get together before the Ryan match. And as always, it's been a great time hanging out, shooting the shit, having a few beers. And anybody that's in the live chat right now paying attention, hop on over to the Arm Wrestling Uncensored YouTube. They're doing a live right now with honest to God, I don't know what either one of their fucking names are, but I'm actually hopping over there. I've got the live link. I might just jump right in just so I can stir the pot between those fucking whoever the fuck they are.
Those nobodies.
I'm just kidding. I know who they both are. And I think they're both fucking awesome dudes that are fucking hilarious, but I want to tune in and watch those guys shit all over each other because apparently they do not like each other. And I always find that funny. So hopping in there. It's going to be fun. And Rob, we will talk to you soon, buddy.
Take care, buddy. Thanks for having me on. Peace.
All right.